Hello and welcome to the Friday Night Social with me, Graham Hughes. I'm joined by Mike Dix and also by Scott Williams. Hello. Might have some other friends joining us in the chat later on. I think Ollie Bowler Hatman might be putting in an appearance. A big shout out to everyone in the chat. Diz in particular says, Billy, is that your dog? Love that. That's my favourite comment of the year, I think. In other news, Surrey County Council by-election, only 2 seats. One went to Lib Dem from Tory, and the other went to Deform from Tory as well. That's from Richard. So good news and bad news. Power to the people. For Graham Price says, poor Surrey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
So
And Sarah Davis says,
it doesn't surprise me that in Surrey they'd elect a reform councillor.
Yes, they're very sorry. Yeah. Sarah Davis is saying, hi, Graham, Mike, and Scott. Which is great. So hello everybody, and if you'd like to join our friends in the chat, all you need to do is hit that big juicy subscribe button to subscribe to the chat. So what's been happening this week? Have you been paying attention to the news, or am I going to have to tell you what's been happening?
What's been happening, Graham?
Well, Trump had a big peace summit and he declared peace in our time.
Excellent.
Oh, wonderful.
So
did it work?
No, there was one small flaw in his plan.
Putin said no.
No, it was bollocks. Blackadder reference there for anyone, any older people at the back.
That's a shame because I had high hopes for Donald Trump achieving world peace.
Did you?
I did.
Really?
Because
did you?
Well, he stopped 6 wars without a ceasefire. So
yeah.
True. That is true.
Ceasefire.
Apparently.
He actually he tweeted, or he truthed, or whatever it's called, that he's achieved ceasefires in Thailand and Cambodia, and also Pakistan and India. When he's bragging about it, and also in Israel, he achieved
the Congo
a ceasefire. He actually took credit for the January ceasefire that happened before he was president in Israel. Well, in Gaza.
And also, I mean, he was responsible for that football game between Germany and England in 1914.
Yes, he was.
He did that.
He was all together now in no man's land, as the farm once sang.
Well, what about the one in 1966 where we won or something like that?
That was his fault as well. Yeah, he did that.
I knew it.
He did that.
Hey, can we just have a shout out for the Red Roses who just trounced America at rugby?
Ha!
69-14.
Americans don't know anything
69,
about rugby.
dudes. That's brilliant.
They come over here to play rugby. They don't know what's going on.
I knew an American who played rugby.
So did I. I used to shag one. Sorry.
Oh. But like most Americans play their version of rugby where it's like rugby, but you don't do much. You just throw the ball every 10 hours and
you wear a suit of armor, a helmet,
you wear a lot of armor,
because you don't want to get hurt. Bless them.
So,
brilliant.
and John Bolton has had his house raided. This is a guy who used to be President Trump's national security advisor, and now he's because he's been going on these news shows saying Donald Trump's a wrong 'un. He's going to get arrested. Night of the Long Knives begins.
When you think about it, Donald Trump spent the last 4 years complaining that the Democrats were politicizing the DOJ, the FBI, the et cetera,
Yeah,
and that's
they weren't.
all he's.
That's what they should have done. That's what they should have done.
Yeah. But, it was him saying, "This is what I'm going to do."
Did you see him with Zelensky at the weekend, where Zelensky was asked, "Will you be having an election if the war's over?"
He was like,
Zelensky
no.
says, "No." He said, we can't have." He said, assuming that we can get the peace arrangements in place and we can get protection and safety for the voters, then we can do it. But our constitution doesn't allow us to have elections while we're at war. And Trump sat there and went, "Really? So if we were at war in 3 years' time, then..." And Zelensky sat there and went, "Yeah, you like that idea, don't you?" Basically.
Yeah. So all not entirely great. The takeover of Washington D.C. by the army in America is going on at a pace, and also the Texas legislature voted in the lower house to gerrymander the fuck out of Texas, and it's so gerrymandered now that for every one white voter in Texas, that's the equivalent of 3 Latino voters or 5 black voters. So you need to have 5 black people to have the same voting power as 1 white person.
The problem with the gerrymandering is that both sides for the last 30 years have been up to this. And the fact that Gavin Newsom's got a plan ready to go for California to match them, it's like they should just fix the damn system. Basically, there should be an independent electoral commission that sets boundaries. That's the way it should be in a democracy. And they should get rid of the stupid electoral college system anyway.
I'm sure that's what a lot of Democrats would like to do, but the Democrats are fucking idiots.
Yeah, but every time they get in power, they don't do it. They don't do anything about it. At all. In fact, they still gerrymander seats while they're in power.
Well, because they see it that was the system that got them to win. So let's not rock the boat.
But I understand why they do it, because if they didn't, they get demolished. This is like, when you have an election somewhere and the opposition decides to boycott the election. And you're like, why are you boycotting it? Like, seriously, if you boycott it, then the baddies will definitely win. That's like the worst thing you could possibly do. And it's the same thing, the Republicans are going to gerrymander, but the Democrats, in their defense, they do try and go for bipartisan deals to do with, winding down this whole gerrymandering process, although it's different in every state. But still,
politicians shouldn't be able to choose their own voters.
No,
it's just
no, absolutely not. It's a crazy system. But then again,
the other way around.
American democracy is a very funny kind of democracy. It's a very funny flavour of democracy.
Almost as if it's nearly not democracy at all.
Yeah, a friend of mine who lives in Tennessee says it's not. He keeps saying to me, "It's not a democracy, Mike. It's a republic." That's the point, basically.
Hang on, a republic is a democracy. What? That's it's not a zero-sum game. It's not like a choice between having a king or being a democracy. No, not having a king.
No, it's not. He's just saying it doesn't work like a democracy in other countries. It's a republic. You elect at the state level. The state has its senators. They can change the rules about how they elect people.
But there's loads of different flavors of democracy. This is why it kind of winds me up when people go, democracy doesn't work. Democracy is an empty lie, as the Manic Street Preachers once famously sang, or maybe not that famous.
What was it? Is it the Churchill quote? It's not the best system in the world, but it's the only one that seems to work.
Basically, it's the worst one apart from all the others. That's very But there's different flavours, and each country has its own unique flavour of democracy. With different voting systems, whether they're a bicameral legislature like we have with a lower house and upper house, or unicameral, or they could be a referenda-led democracy like in Switzerland, or they can have elections every 2 years, or every 4 years, or every 5 years. I mean, there's loads of different ways of doing it. It's just finding the right the right setup for a particular country. I don't like the presidential democratic system. I don't like one human being having that much power. I like the separation of powers.
Can you imagine if we had a presidential system in this country, Farage would win?
Yes.
Because they'd elect a Tory and Labour government, but they'd elect a Farage president.
Yeah, it's unpopulist.
On the left, if you're a Republican, if you don't want monarchy, you sometimes sit there thinking, well, maybe we'll keep it just in case. Because, like, in my head, they'll elect Stephen Fry or somebody, or David Attenborough, but they won't.
They won't.
They'll definitely they'll
be
get Farage,
some blowhard who,
or
unless,
whoever wins strictly one year will definitely be made president.
I don't think that the head of state should have any governmental power. I think they should be effectively
like Ireland,
the ultimate stopgap. That if the government falls apart, they can dissolve Parliament and cause a new government to take shape.
Like that's how it works in Ireland, isn't it?
That's how it works in the UK.
It's why they elect poets to be their president.
Yeah, exactly. Same in Germany. Same in India. Who's the president of India? That's correct. Nobody knows. Because there is one, but they are a ceremonial post, and it's the same in Germany.
Sitting there waiting for the government to collapse at some point, so they can do their one job.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit more than that.
Well, they go around representing the country around the world, and they go to like sporting events and things like that. And I think that's more appropriate for a head of state to do.
I think we should still call it a monarchy, but we should just elect them like they do in Star Wars.
Yes. They could do that, but then
we'd still call it a king, but you have a 4 year.
I don't want a King Nigel, mate. I don't want to have a King Nigel.
That'd be fine.
I think if we're going to do it that way, how about lottery system, like jury duty, like jury duty. So you just find out that you're going to be king.
One day Scott Williams is king, and that's it. It's bumming for everyone. Like I genuinely, what would happen? Like.
I genuinely think that's how we should do the House of Lords. They call it sortion, don't they? It's a
Yes.
Greek system.
Yeah, I think
And
that'd be a good system.
I think we should do at least half the House of Lords by sortion.
Yeah.
And that you should get compensated by whatever your annual salary is plus an extra amount. So if a millionaire gets the job, they get paid more, and that's okay, just to keep them there.
No, I'll only pay them. I'll only pay them minimum wage.
Yeah, I know you did.
Just
Well,
to
you.
fuck 'em. I want to talk about
shoot
this
them
in a
anyway,
minute,
basically,
because Lewis Goodall has really stirred up a load of shit this week by saying that we should have 100% inheritance tax, and that's something I've been saying on this channel for years. And everyone goes, oh, "You can't say that," and I'm like, "Yes, Lewis Goodall said it," because if you're going to talk about level playing fields, if you're going to say, nobody gave me anything, and if you're going to really say, after you were born a millionaire and became a bit more of a millionaire by investing your daddy's money, to say, oh, all these people just need to work harder, get up earlier, pull themselves up by the bootstraps and eat less avocado toast, well, let's see how they get on. Because I do not believe that any billionaire exists in a vacuum. They exist because society has allowed them to exist. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made a penny. You know, they were everything to society.
I don't know about you guys, but I haven't had avocado toast for about 15 years, and I still can't afford.
I've never eaten it in my life.
I don't even know what it is.
Never in a
What's
million.
What's an avocado?
I've never eaten it. I couldn't think of anything worse than avocado and bread. I'm sorry. It just.
You couldn't think of anything worse? Anything?
Well, yeah, no,
anything.
I can. I can think of a lot of things worse. I can think of a lot of things worse.
So there's another thing that came out this week as well. It's it does look like America is on the verge of recession. However, they are waiting. This is Moody's, right? They are waiting to declare that it's been a recession, which is 2 consecutive quarters, technical recession, 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth. They're waiting for the jobs figures.
Oh, which is going to be skewed.
Does anyone know the problem with the jobs figures in America at the moment?
Well, the independent person was fired, and they got a pro-Trump person to do it. So he's going to consistently lie and say the job figures are good.
I think
so. Therefore, they will never announce a recession.
Yeah, to be fair, they went through a very detailed process to choose Eric Trump to count the unemployment numbers.
Is that who it is?
No, but it might as well be.
I was like, what? No, it's some more. It's like a person that has nothing to do with. I was going to say some moron. It is literally.
Is a Project 2025 author.
Yes,
but it is 1984, isn't it? It is Truth is Lies, War is Peace. Yeah, it's taking it and just remarketing it as something else. And
Project 2025. Yeah.
It's like, we're not going to call it death anymore. It's going to be called transition. it's like, and the way that they've done
Nope, you can't use the word transition. That's too much like trans.
Yeah,
that sounds like DEI.
It sounds a lot like trans.
I think that's maybe why
Trump doesn't exist, apparently, according to the Republicans of America. It's not real.
He saw these ships coming over, and it said a transatlantic shipment, and he went, "Oh, I'm not having that," and he put a big tariff on it. That's how the tariff started. That's what I reckon.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And he doesn't want any.
These transes, they're taking over the ships.
Anyway, but yeah, so they're just living in cloud cuckoo land, and
they are.
The thing is, the bubble's got to burst at some point. I really don't think they're going to keep on.
Do you think these Epstein files are going to be the catalyst that bursts this bubble? Because it's still continuing. I know, still in the news. I literally just heard something on LBC about it.
Yeah, but they've just released the tapes of Ghislaine Maxwell being interviewed last week, and there's a big paragraph. She goes, "I never met Mr. Trump except at a party once, and I don't remember the conversation, and he never came to Mar-a-Lago, and he never went on the Lolita Express, and he never bummed any people. He just didn't do all those things."
Of course. Well,
okay. She wants that release, doesn't she? She wants that pardon, right?
Pardon, yeah. I beg your pardon. I literally beg your pardon, Mr. President.
The problem is that it's not just him lying, is it? It's everybody associated with him. It's like the European leaders sitting around that table at the weekend, backing up Zelensky, and they're all having to sit there going, "Well, without you, there'd be no peace process."
Yeah, and without you,
and even Putin, fucking loves it, doesn't he? But he just stood there saying, there'd have been no war in Ukraine if you'd been president.
Yeah.
Yes, there would.
That's such a lie.
There would.
That's such a lie. Such a lie. And the fact they rolled out the red carpet for that guy, it's
He loved it, didn't he? He played him
every
like
second
a
of it. The Americans rolled out the red carpet to discuss the invasion that he started without the country that he invaded.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
then they fly a 40-year-old bomber over the top of them, a B-2 bomber. And all the MAGA guys were all saying that's a show of strength against Putin. You think, well, what are they going to do?
No, it isn't. It was done
Were they going
to
bomb him? Were they going to bomb him while he stood next to Trump? That wouldn't have worked, would it?
That would have worked for me.
They're so stupid.
Would have worked for me. But no, during that meeting, Putin blathered on for ages about the history of Russia, right? Because, you know, this is his little pet subject because he's sundown and all whatever.
He's crazy.
And he's going on and on about the history of Russia, boring Trump to death about it. And then Trump, because he's a bit of a pick-me and, you know, he needs to make the conversation about him, he starts talking about the history of America. And the way that he described it, apparently, to the people who were, you know, present at the meeting, he described the Cold War as America and Russia being on the same side. In his ridiculous walnut-sized fucking brain, this guy thinks that the famous war for the last part of the 20th century between the US and the USSR, they were actually allies. And OMG.
Ollie. I guess he forgot about the people that, hi!
Hello, Ollie in Yorkshire.
About that hair, bro. Huh?
I love the fact that Ollie has a permanent green screen in his room and then doesn't check his t-shirts.
Oh, well, yeah.
I love that he's got a hole right through him. That is absolutely awesome.
You got a hole in your stomach.
It's like death becomes her.
Yeah, right.
This is it. I can just go.
There's a hole in my stomach.
It's Terminator 2. It's just going to gloop together.
I'm going to watch that later. I'm gonna put that on. I love that movie so much.
Oh, my God. So anyway, we were just talking about the Trump-Putin summit last week where Trump actually seems to think that the USSR and the USA were on the same side during the Cold War.
Yeah, I think, honestly, the Europeans pulled an absolute blinder in that. Bear in mind, Starmer is someone who very deliberately chooses his words, openly saying that there was going to be security guarantees. He wouldn't say that if there weren't going to be security guarantees given to sort of Ukraine. We've seen other European leaders sort of echo that as well.
Yeah.
Putin's, of course, not going to go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, Putin's
not a million years.
No chance. Putin's just like, yeah,
Plus
whatever.
I like the fact they sent the Prime Minister of Finland, who is a golf buddy of Trump's. Like they sit there and go, who from Eastern Europe should we send? Basically, the guy that plays golf with him. That's what we should do.
No,
basically.
but if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Finland have a very large stake in this? Because
they're very.
They are.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They are totally prepared for Russia to invade them.
Oh yeah, they've been prepared since the 1940s. I mean,
since the last time Russia took 40% of their territory.
Yeah, they're terrified. Now.
Has anyone seen the film? Oh, I've forgotten what the name of the film is now. It's got the same name as the dragon in that other film. I think it's a Finnish film, and it's set during World War II, and it's one guy, Sisu.
That's it.
Same name as the dragon from the Disney movie with the dragon. You know,
the Disney movie with the dragon. That's my favorite.
Yeah, Sisu the dragon. Voiced by Aquafina. Aquafina? Is that her name? Anyway, but the point is that is a great movie. And he is Finnish in that. That's a Finnish movie, isn't it? And he's basically finishing off the Nazis at the end of World War II. It's very satisfying. It's like,
a good Norwegian film is called Trollhunter.
No spoilers, but how does the film finish?
Yeah.
It finishes with the finish.
That finishing off
getting
satisfying.
to the finish line. And the Nazis possibly not. It's a very fun film. It's very, very gory. It's very violent, but it is a fun romp. It is a romp.
It's a romp, is it?
It's a romp.
It's a romp.
It's a nude
It's a romp. That finishing of the satisfying finishing.
Didn't I notice that you got sent one of your reviews by the BFI or something, and yet you're sitting here going, that film is a romp.
Yeah. Hidden Fortress. The
there you
Kurosawa movie, and if you buy it in the first pressing,
but on the inside of
only
it,
in the first pressing,
has it got a sentence from you saying this film is a romp?
This film is a romp. No, it's a proper essay. It's like a 4-page essay about the Hidden Fortress's influence on Star Wars.
It's a really, really, really good romp. A bit like really Star Wars is.
Wait.
They're sitting down having a chat there. I love that cover there. That's really cool. And yeah, it's called "How Star Wars Conquered Cinema with the Help of the Hidden Fortress." And yeah, I wrote this 10 years ago, and it's I wrote this is the last line. I love this. Right, I know I wrote it, but whatever. Without Kubrick, Campbell, and Kurosawa, there would be no Star Wars, at least not in any form that we would recognise today. The genius of Star Wars, by accident and/or design, and this was before Andor had come out, so I saw that coming. Andor design was to somehow fuse these disparate elements together, ancient mythology, samurai warriors, and futuristic spacecraft, and weave a spellbinding story that began a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Look at that. That's in BFI words. I could write for Sight and Sound. I could, No one's impressed. Everyone's gone on. Everyone's gone to whatever.
That was a real romp of a review.
That was a romp of a review. That's like a shit joke on it. Went down like a lead balloon.
The joke was funny.
Someone was saying lead balloons go down quite well, actually. Because it's a lead balloon.
Hysterical. The satisfied finish. It was brilliant.
Mythbusters demonstrated you could make a lead balloon.
I was just thinking.
And it would fly.
Yes, they could make a lead. The lead had to be very thin, didn't it?
German lead.
Yeah.
Only the Germans could make it that thin.
I want to talk about the flag shaggers.
Oh, okay.
Flag nonsense.
And our good friend Jules, who's been running around. Where is he? Is he in Surrey? Is that where he is? He's been on a rampage. Our beautiful friend Jules has been tearing down all the flags in his area. he's
doing crazy. I haven't had any in my area. But
I haven't had any around here. I haven't seen any around here in Liverpool. Yeah, I'm guessing it will happen. But I'm in London. No one's going to pull this bullshit in London.
Apparently, I was reading in the local Brighton paper that they're putting them up in the towns around Brighton. So.
The towns around Brighton?
Yeah, not in Brighton, obviously.
Yeah. No way.
But it reminded me of...
there would be a disabled lesbian tearing that down as soon as it went up.
I once went to... the first time I went to Northern Ireland, right? I landed at the airport, got a taxi into Belfast.
In the audience.
And on the road between the airport and Belfast, there's lampposts with flags halfway up. British flags, English flags. And I said to the taxi driver, why are they all at half mast? Who's died? Basically. And he said, no, the silly fuckers can't buy a big enough ladder, basically, to get to the top. And then there was a picture of Jenrick the other day, halfway up a lamppost.
It was, yes. It's all his fault.
They're not sending the best, are they?
Everything is his fault.
They're not sending the best.
He's there. It's like, I'm a flag fucker now.
This is what I'm going to find really interesting, because Kemi Badenoch's protection is sort of coming up end of sort of September. So
how long does she have before the 22 committee?
Well, that's it. It's
12 months.
September. Yeah.
Right.
You get 12 months, and then it's open season
for 1 year and 1 day.
Yeah. It's open season on it, and no one likes her.
No
one likes her. She's done. They all hate her.
Do you remember when she
betting on Jerrick? But the thing is that this leadership contest, I am praying that this delivers me some amazing content to comment on, because last leadership election, I was building up my audience like this is going to be an absolute bloodbath. They're going to be knocking each other 7 bells out from next Tuesday, and it didn't happen because of Ben Houchin.
It's a poison chalice.
Do you think
no one wants to be the leader of the most?
Do you think Kwartan will go for it again though? I think Kwartan will run again.
Jesus.
Oh, I think you're going to get Jerrick. Obviously,
Jerrick's
going to get Mel, the comedy candidate from the last election.
Who?
Mel Street.
Mel Street. Stride.
Yeah. Mel Stride. Yeah, Mel Stride, not Street.
Whatever.
Wherever
he calls himself.
And then it's honestly anyone's game. You may even get James Cleverly, of course. Cleverly by name, not by nature.
I think Cleverly will have a go at it as well.
He might actually not fuck it up this time.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. He fucks everything else up.
He said,
Tell
tell you what, I want to go up against Kemi Badenoch, so vote for her. And they did. And he went, oh, shit. Anyway.
But if he wins, though, it's like, why is anyone going to vote for him?
No.
Generic.
Because he's just a cheap imitation of Nigel Farage. And why are all those reform voters going to suddenly switch to Conservatives?
It's going to be the Tories that think that the reform voters are racist. They're right, but it's gonna be those guys.
Going out.
There's a lot of those. So
if they go down that route, it's the end of the Tory party.
Yeah.
The reform will just replace the Tory party in terms of. There's pointless.
Which is weird because they can't call themselves reform for the rest of their lives. Because
they won't, will they? Because he'll fold back
like
he does, like he has every other company.
I think they're going to call it the MAGA party or something when Trump declares himself.
Off. No way. You think so?
Ruler of the universe. Well, he's a big Trumpster, isn't he? He's a big fan.
Oh, he is. No, he's totally up his. They all are. They're all nuts. They all sit there and quote the same old Trumpian bullshit every time they're interviewed. Well, we're going to get rid of DEI and trade unions. It's like, get out of Trump's ass. Like, what are you doing?
Ollie, I saw your interview with is he a councillor from which was it Hull?
from
Leicestershire,
Warrington.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Warrington. Right.
Yeah, from Councillor Conditore.
I saw it. Obviously, I didn't pay any attention as to where he was from, basically. But I thought that was interesting because you tell us Luke, what's his face, the mayor who stepped in.
Oh no, yeah, from Hull. No, yes, that was Angus yesterday that I'd had a talk with this week. Yeah, so he was a local journalist,
right,
and from Hull, and he's been following all the Luke Campbell stuff that's been happening this week. So yeah, if you want to find out the craziness that's going on in Hull and East Yorkshire's combined authority, go watch that video. It's quite fun. But
it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. Literally before I started that conversation, we learned that like the top 4 officials had quit.
Yeah.
I just walked out. It's like, right, we've had it. You want us to quit? Okay, we'll quit.
Reform people.
No, the officials in the council,
officials, the
chief exec and the deputy leaders.
Oh, right. The
civil servants.
Yeah, no, the council.
Yeah, the civil
servants. They just went,
yeah.
no, we're done. We're not doing this.
Yeah, they just walked out.
Yeah.
Went, right.
But that's the shit thing about it, because that they're just going to be replaced with yes men.
Yeah, but they won't know what they're doing. That's the problem. They're going to lose the ability to actually know how it works. No one's going to train them.
Excuse me, you're correct.
Because the people who would have trained them to, their replacements have just left.
And the thing is, no other civil servant's going to go there.
Yeah,
no,
it's
not
what's going to happen in Durham.
Guys.
Yeah.
It's what's going to happen in Durham. You will get all like the good civil servants who like have maybe got time left. Like maybe they've got like, I don't know, 10, 15 years left in
10 years on their pension.
Yeah, it's like they're going to go, I'm not going to waste my time in Durham anymore. I'm off. Because councillors are always hiring for like good officers, and if you've been an officer elsewhere, they will snap you up.
Yeah.
So there's going to be an exodus from Durham, probably from Kent, probably from a lot of these reforms.
I was saying in the chat though, the problem is it sort of plays into their hands. It's like with Trump, isn't it? That they can appoint somebody useless that will just do what they say, or at least performatively do what they say.
Is there an
and
echo
then
in here?
B they can say, yeah, there is.
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
But what I mean is that they'll do that, but they'll blame the blob. They'll just say it was the civil servants that, like Liz Truss wanders around the world telling everybody that it's the civil service that did her, and they'll just
not herself. She blames everybody else but herself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Did you ever see the Kemi Badenoch interview where she was talking about the time that she grassed on someone in school and she was given no thanks for it? I mean,
that was so weird.
How could you not know? How can you go for the whole of school and not know that no one likes a tattletale? Like, did you think that the other kids would go, "Oh, I respect your standing up
well
against
done,
you for
Kemi.
telling on us
the system
Great.
by absolutely,
I respect it because we got into trouble and we learned our lesson.
You let all the kids that went to school with her just looked at it and went, we can't trust you. We can't trust you with anything. Why would we involve you in anything that we were getting up to? Because you'll just run to the teacher and tell them. And she said,
has just been a useless thing from the fucking get-go.
Yeah. But the way she went, nobody thanked me. And I'm like, yeah, damn right, no one thanked you. Why would anyone thank? What the fuck? Like, how is she alive? How is she a real person? Like,
how does she dress herself in the morning?
I don't know.
How did she get? Well, we can blame for Kemi Badenoch, Michael Gove.
He loved her, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
I heard an interview with his ex-wife. She was on the news agents, I think.
Oh wait,
the other day.
Did he break up with what's her face?
What's her name? Vine, isn't it?
Sarah
Sherry
Vine.
Sarah Vine.
Yep. Sarah Vine.
I'll go be honest with you. They got divorced 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize
that. So he could
that.
pursue his nightclubs and his cocaine and his.
So she's got a new
prostitutes, perhaps.
Yeah, she's got a new book out.
So I've heard.
Well, about that whole period.
Allegedly. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Well, it is interesting how powerful that guy has been in the last 15 years.
Well,
that's obvious.
We have the stupid numbered GCSE system because of him. The fact that people have to resit the GCSEs time and time again now, and only 2/3 of people actually pass the damn things. That was him.
But it's primarily Brexit and her description, and then subsequently John Sopel summed it up as the problem. Basically, was that he was demoted to the Whip's office from education minister, and he took a salary cut, and she hated that, and he hated that, and that's why he stood against Cameron on Brexit. That was the reason.
That is just.
It was it's classic. It's
talk.
got nothing to do with ideology or an.
They don't care.
Just
They're
wanted
just
to fight Cameron.
Petty little psychos. Well, all the neo.
It's another reason
to
never forgive David Cameron for being a twat.
Yes.
Yeah. Really, because it's like.
Well, don't forgive any of them. Never forget. Never forgive.
No.
Going out to the party people, ages ago said flag shagging across the universe, always going forward because we can't find me verse, which I thought was quite funny. Vendetta asks, do you think John Mortar would help to get Labi Sifri to #1 to help trans people? Someone from 10 has contacted him. Yeah, I'll have a chat with John. I'll send that to him. Larry Sifri. Larry Sifri was a prolific. Well, he still is. He's still alive. He's a prolific songwriter. He's like, I don't know, 80 now or something. And he wrote "There Must Be Love," the Madness cover.
Yeah.
That was him.
Yeah.
And his songs have been sampled. I think he's one of the most sampled people in pop that people don't know his name. But I'm sure Kanye West sampled him, and Eminem and many others have sampled his music from the 70s. And he was one of the first openly out and gay musicians in the UK or anywhere really. And he's just an awesome dude. He just seems like an absolutely awesome dude.
So what's the campaign to put him #1?
Get him to #1 in to help trans people. That's what Vendetta 9000 is saying, which is cool. Oh, we got a super chat. First super chat of the evening. Thank you very much to Viper Scott. Alice Sturm, how you doing, mate? For the super chat, thank you. Govey dancing. Sorry, I thought you just spelled groovy wrong, but no, you're right. Govey dancing. Did you film that? It was in Scotland, wasn't it? It was Aberdeen or something.
Yeah, well, I'm off up to Aberdeen in end of next month, so I'll go on a Gove hunt.
How mashed would you have to be on a dance floor, and then Michael Gove is there, and you'd be like, "What the hell? What is happening?" And the next morning you'd be saying to your mates, "Wouldn't you? Was Michael Gove there? Did I?"
No, I'd be showing my mates the video.
Was that a dream?
What are you talking about? The phone would come straight out. Hello.
What?
Michael Gove, what's up?
Worse than that, you go to a club and you wake up in the morning next to Michael Gove. I mean,
we've all been there.
I've woke up with worse.
Have you ever had to chew your arm off to get out?
No, but I did have to ask him to leave.
Horrible. You have to go now. Why? Because you're minging.
Because you're JD Vance.
You have to leave.
And you got eyeliner all over my pillow.
That's so mean. That's so mean. Anyway, yes, and going out to the party people says you only need extra vitamin D in winter, really, unless you never go out properly. Talking of vitamin D, right, can we just discuss this horrific story from America of a woman who had just had to drink some raw milk at the behest of RFK Jr., who thinks that it cures everything, and it doesn't. It's actually really, really toxic to humans. And as a result of her drinking this milk, she was pregnant and she lost the baby as a direct result of drinking this raw milk. And she's suing the farm that she got it from, even though the packaging of the milk said in clear English letters, not for human consumption. For this very reason. But because of the internet, because of social media, because of RFK Jr., people think that it's okay now to drink poison. Whether that's, I don't know, horse tranquilizer or what was
ivermectin.
Ivermectin. That was it. Yeah. Is that dewormer for horses?
Yeah. And they still go on about it and its magical
all
properties.
The time.
Yeah, I mean, I always said it right from the word go. The most dangerous man in the administration isn't Donald Trump; it's RFK Jr.
100%.
Like he could potentially do so much damage. I mean, you've got to really hope we don't get another pandemic, and he's in charge.
Well, I mean, how does it affect us? I guess you got to really hope America doesn't get.
Well, come on, where America leads. Britain always seems to follow.
We could always tighten our borders.
People started talking.
over.
Do you remember the pandemic? People started talking about taking ivermectin here.
Yeah.
They did.
No, of course they did.
Yeah, because they're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And
the other thing, the bit. I'm going to let Graham do the super chat.
Oh, thank you very much. Ivan, thank you for the super chat, my friend. That is very kind of you. I'm housebound, so I need vitamin D tablets throughout the year. That's fair enough. And vitamin C as well, I assume. But yeah, you make sure you get enough vitamins.
Sorry to hear that, Ivan.
But yeah, it's
yes.
It really sucks, and that's because Ivan's not given the help that he needs on the NHS because there's such a massive backlog, and Ivan gets help for privately, but it's not the resources that should be there for people like Ivan that need it from society. Meanwhile, everyone's going mad because Lewis Goodall said that inheritance tax should be 100%. Has anyone seen the clip of him reading out the messages he got after saying that on the radio?
I listened to him. I listened to him. People are insane.
It was just like, F you effing C bastard fucking thing. It's like, it's just like a long stream of beeps because they beep out all the swear words.
Saturday.
And they were so angry at just this idea that we should possibly tax labour less. I don't mean the party, I mean your actual work. And tax things that you get for free, for doing nothing, for being lucky, tax them more.
Yeah. That mad.
And it's the problem that they sell it to people who think that inheriting their nan's flat or whatever basically is going to cause them a tax problem.
Yes.
But you set a limit on it that says,
it's £1 million.
Kind of yeah, exactly.
It's £1 million. You get £1 million tax free at the moment. And then you have to pay inheritance tax. Unless you're a farmer, and then you get £5 million.
Yeah. Or you put it all in a trust anyway, basically.
Yeah, you would.
Brought yourself a private school.
It's a business.
Well, shoot the rich. That's the thing.
Well, eat them. Eat
the rich.
Don't shoot them. Where's the fun in that? You want to eat them?
You
shoot them.
You could hunt them first. Hunt them, shoot them, and then eat them. That's got to be the plan, basically.
If we're lucky, they'll shoot us and eat us. What if we're unlucky? They'll do it the other way around. Going out to the party people says, folks take ketamine that tranquilizes horses, but for some that need the extra kick, there's fentanyl for tranquilizing elephants.
The thing that gets me about the ivermectin...
What is this timeline that we're in?
The ivermectin and ketamine people... Like they're arguing against Big Pharma, and you go, "Who do you think makes these fucking things?" Like it's not some Etsy supplier making ivermectin, is it? It's like it's the farmers. They're happy. They're still making profit. Basically,
I get a bit annoyed about, and I'm probably going to upset people watching this now, but whatever. I get a bit annoyed that people think there's like ethical drug dealers out there. So the ethical ones, they're the ones who deal cannabis, and the unethical ones are the ones who deal cocaine. And I'm like, it's the same people. What are you on about? The reason why the leader of the gang that murdered Stephen Lawrence got away with it for so long was because his dad was one of London's biggest weed dealers. You know, the friendly hippie drug that we all like, you all know and love, the one that cleans out your lungs if you use it, whatever. And the criminals. I mean, I don't think that it should be illegal, but it is. So going on, well, he's a bad drug dealer and he's a good drug dealer. It's
Aren't they all supposed to be bad? You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a lot of criminality and
because most drug dealers are just people trying to actually survive.
Yeah. Yeah, but they could survive in a way that, I mean, they're entrepreneurs. I love their spirit of entrepreneurship.
If you channeled their actual skills into something else.
But they don't have the background. These aren't kids coming from wealthy-to-do families.
Exactly.
If they were,
if they were, they'd be
minted.
They'd be used by
Elon Musk or
companies
or Richard
Brooklyn Beckham. Brooklyn Beckham.
Oh, don't get me started on him and his fucking elephants. But yeah, they'll be the next Richard Branson. They would, because they've got that entrepreneurial spirit. They're willing to go out and take risks in order to make a reward, but they've got nothing to start with. And once you get into the cycle of selling drugs, it's very difficult to get out of.
It's like I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was saying the thing is, if you go into a drug dealer's place, it might all seem like it's okay, and you're just buying stuff off them, basically. So, but there is somebody with a gun in the next room. That's the way it works, basically. And they're there to threaten the guy that's selling you the drugs as much as anything else, basically, to make sure they get their money. So.
Person impersonator saying, if I had not had my parents' inheritance, I would have been homeless and disabled. As it is, I'm just disabled, but it wasn't a fortune. It was less than the cost of an average house. I'm still grateful. Yeah, but this is what we're saying. It's 100% after the first million. So when you inherit, you can inherit £1 million tax-free, and that's yours. Well done, you just won the lottery. You've literally just won the lottery through no hard work of your own. It is just pure luck. You didn't even have to buy a ticket. And you've won the lottery. Fantastic. Keep the money. And then anything above that,
you did have to
tax.
You did have to tolerate your parents for quite a long time. Unless, of course, you just gave them loads of ivermectin.
Make them drink some raw milk. Miss Paula Thomas, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. We got another super chat. Yay. I'm trying to send a link to Jordan Peterson getting dismantled by Potholer54, but YouTube won't let me. Sorry, Ms. Paula Thomas. It won't let you send links in the chat, unfortunately, which is a bit sucky. But if you just give us some keywords like Jordan Peterson and Potholer54, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. I really hate Jordan Peterson. He's just a horrible human being, and he's an idiot as well. I think that's what annoys me the most, that he's an idiot who thinks he's clever.
He's an idiot who Americans think is clever.
He's an idiot's idea of a clever person.
Who's that?
Jordan Peterson.
Oh, I wondered whether it was Jordan Peterson when you.
The description was all you needed.
Yeah, I was like, "Did you talk about Jordan Peterson?" But I don't want to say it.
Great. Here's the thing about this. Graham and I were talking about this the other day, and we were trying to think of a right-wing working class voice in the UK. And we really struggled to come up with anybody. Like, you get Tommy Robinson, but you go, yeah, but he's faking it.
Yeah,
it's not real.
The Stephen Laxley-Lennon old chap. Gosh.
Yeah, it's just not real. But there isn't actually a genuine... Ollie, can you think of anyone? I can't think of a working class voice that represents the right wing. They're all posh twats, aren't they?
While we're thinking, we've got a challenge from Billy Kershaw, which says, define Jordan Peterson. Because he just asks people to define everything that they say. That's his way of arguing. It's a little bit embarrassed.
Yeah.
What do you mean by Jordan Peterson? Yeah.
Joanna says, I don't get it. Why is everyone obsessed with the 1 million figure? Over a lifetime, it's fuck all these days. I've not earned $1 million in my lifetime so far.
Yeah. Have you ever had £1 million? I love people that say
I haven't earned
have
that.
You ever had £1 million? Anybody who says that,
Actually,
I want
not...
them to have had £1 million and tell me that you had it and spent it.
She's not totally wrong. In a 30-year career nowadays, with the salaries as they are, you probably end up earning £1 million over a lifetime now.
Yeah, but it's
not worth what we think $1 million. No, not a lump
and that
sum.
Gets taxed to fuck.
That's not what Joanna's saying.
That gets massively taxed.
It's actually probably not $1 million because of the tax. So if you're earning £50,000 a year, and you're working for 30 years.
This is why I could never be a millionaire.
Yeah, because you keep spending your money on gene stealers.
Well, it's not a gene stealer.
I know. I'm joking.
Although I do want to buy some gene stealers soon.
Even if you work 30. All right. So if you work 30 years, yeah.
Scott's got a spreadsheet
up. You're earned 100. You've earned £1,500,000.
Yeah, but you got to put 30 years of inflation on that money as well.
And you have to put tax on it,
which is about a third. So take away, so it's $1 million over the course of an entire. So what you're saying is that that's okay to be taxed massively because that's your labour. But if you get a free gift for just your accident to birth, you shouldn't pay any tax on that at all. I think that's wrong. In America, if you win the lottery, you've got to pay a load of tax on your winnings. You don't here. It's 100%. You keep it, and that's. I mean, I don't know. Vendetta 9,000.
No, I think you do know. I think you're pretty confident in what you're saying.
Depends on how much you sell the island for.
I'm just asking questions.
Right. No, you're not. You know exactly what you're saying, which is fine. I agree with you.
I'm slightly worried now because if Graham does sell the island, then I inherit the money from that because he's going to adopt me. He said so. Basically, then I'm going to have to pay tax on it in your universe. I call you that anyway.
Daddy. Oh yeah, you do. That's true.
I want to call you daddy.
Scott's getting jealous now. Mike, stop it. You're making Scott jealous.
In a bedroom.
This is the difference, Scott. I've negotiated a price to call him daddy, whereas you just do it anyway, basically.
Hello, have you ever been blown by me? That is worth more than the money.
Can I just say that I'm sitting in a room with my mum and my girlfriend at the moment, but it's fine. My mum's asleep. My girlfriend can't hear me, so.
Hi, future mom.
My mum just turned around and went, "I'm not asleep." She just looked at me and went, "I'm not asleep." Just resting.
Hello,
Mum. Future mom-in-law.
A family show.
A family show for all the family.
Always a family show.
Welcome to the Teletubbies featuring Scott.
Hey, I lost kids. A lot of weight. What are you trying to fucking say?
I'm sorry.
Well, Futum Stuck points out that depending on how you invest it, £1 million would yield between 40k and 70k per year in interest. Not bad for doing bugger all, which is something else as well. If you get £1 million after working for 40 fucking years,
I'd be happy with it.
But if you get it on day one, here you go. You can make money out of that money. In fact, you might make more off the interest doing nothing off the money you've just been given.
And then it's compound interest. Yes, every time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It just keeps going up.
You make money on the. You make interest on the interest.
Grand a year, which I can live off half of that. I do. But great, cool. Depending on how I've read that.
I don't even earn that.
Why do people have a problem paying their fair share in taxes? Says Chrissy. Because people are not very nice.
Because rich people have always gotten away with not doing it, so everybody else wants to get away with not doing it.
Chris, he says, my stance on those who deal Class A drugs. The first offence is an automatic 10-year imprisonment. Second offence results in mandatory life sentence and a minimum time of 15 years. No, I wouldn't even put them in jail, mate. I think for people in jail for non-violent drugs offences, I think it's just madness.
Ridiculous.
Just legalise it and let half the jail population out. And
go report.
Not just legalize it and tax it.
Legalize it and tax the fuck out of it. And the gambling industry, Labour are going after the gambling industry. They're finally doing something that I kind of agree with. I don't know what this feeling is that I'm having at the moment. I'm in agreement with this current Labour government on something, but they're going after.
I do hope they put those taxes on the gambling industry.
Yep.
That would be very, very good.
That'd be fantastic. The gambling industry makes so much money. It's allowed to advertise, which it shouldn't be allowed to do.
And it doesn't make money out of rich people.
Yeah, it makes money out of people who are struggling, and it sells them a lie, and it's fucking evil.
Yeah. Before coming on here, I was watching Netflix. I was watching Blue-Eyed Samurai, by the way. Very good series on Netflix. Season 2 coming soon, apparently. Okay. So good things for that. But every single
are we sponsored by Netflix tonight?
I wish we were. There's a samurai in the movie Hidden Fortress, right? Akira Kurosawa, 1961, with Tommy Mifune in. It's fucking crazy.
But every single advert that was on in between on those episodes was all gambling adverts. It was all Paddy Power
adverts.
Adverts on Netflix.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix and Amazon and Disney put adverts.
Oh, I'd pay for no adverts on Amazon.
Ooh, look at you with your avocado toast.
£2 fucking 50. Shut up.
Your avocado.
This is why
Disney.
you don't own a house, Scott.
Yes, Scott.
This is why you don't own a house.
This is
you
why.
And your, oh God, I need to be entertained, for Christ's sake.
But if we talk about, let's stop thinking about money in terms of wealth and start thinking of it in terms of labour. I just find it mad that your labour is taxed so much, and that if you have a landlord, or a landlady, they take half of your labour, half of the fruits of your labour, the money you get for it,
they go on holiday on it.
And they go on holiday, or they pay off their second mortgage.
Yeah,
I think that is insane. I genuinely think that is insane. But we live in a world where people wear Crocs, Scott.
But we live in a world where Labour ministers are
proud of my
slum
Crocs,
landlords.
And I should have won them to Smashing Pumpkins, but I didn't.
I had to go shopping the other day. I needed to get a white shirt, and that was a lot harder than I thought it would be. I went to Marks and Spencer's, didn't have the white shirts in my size. Then I went to Debenhams, and then I ended up in fucking Primark, which I don't like going to because I know it's a bit exploitative. But I really needed a white shirt. It was 5 o'clock and needed a white shirt. And I hated it. I hated every moment of it. And it had me thinking, you know when you watch these TV shows like Sex and the City and stuff, and everyone's like dead excited about going fucking shopping. I just think that's so unrealistic. It's like in a car ad where someone's enjoying driving on an open road. I'm like, that is not the experience of 99% of the people doing that activity. Then the experience of most people is sitting in a fucking traffic jam going out their mind. And when they're going out shopping, it's just like, everyone look miserable. There's a massive queue in Primark. Everyone's just like, oh, this isn't fun. Why are we doing this? And I'm just like, this is shit. And I just think the whole thing about driving being fun, it's not. It's fucking work. And about what's that stuff called? Shopping being like retail therapy. I need therapy for having to shop. That's how shit it is. I think we need to take a step back sometimes and look at what we do in everyday life and just go, this is nuts. Why are we doing this?
Retail therapy is actually really unhealthy. It's about the endorphin response of spending money, which you shouldn't have an endorphin response.
Spending money depresses the shit out of me because I know I'm going to have to pay it back one day. It's just adding to my mountain of debt. I have the opposite feeling of that.
We just had an IKEA open in the centre of town, in the shopping centre.
Oh, fun.
And at the moment, everybody is wandering around Brighton with IKEA bags. And there are IKEA bags strewn all over the streets, basically, which I don't think is good advertising for them. But that's a shopping experience, isn't it? It's a theme park of retail.
You've got to walk around that fucking maze to get,
it's a theme
I'm
park
surprised they don't put you in little cars.
My brother actually, one of his little social groups went to IKEA this week, and I was like, well, they're probably just going to get like the meatballs or something, but it's always spicy clearly meatballs. Obvious when they.
You mean the dime bars?
The dime bars, you said dime bars.
The only place you can buy dime bars now is IKEA.
That's crazy. Well, but it's funny because what happens is these social workers take my brother and other people like him out on excursions, but they always end up being shopping trips, which the social worker is just shopping, and she's taking everybody with her. So they've gone to IKEA and they're walking around. My brother's like, they had like whole bedrooms. And I'm just like, this is really sweet because I've been to IKEA a couple times. He's never been before.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
it's a strange cultural thing, isn't it? Because in a lot of Peterborough, my hometown, they built all these out-of-town shopping centres all the way around Peterborough, and they've got nothing else there. They've got restaurants that people go to for dinner after their shopping, and there's no cinema or theatre or anything to do that's entertaining other than shopping and then buying food from a fast food restaurant. That's it, and that's a day out. And I don't get it.
But IKEA is different, right? I mean, there's actual episodes of TV programs dedicated to going to IKEA. And the comic value of getting lost in IKEA or,
got lost in the supermarket.
I mean, I could put an advert in for where I live, the streets I live in. We've got there's a nice experience shopping in the lanes in Brighton. That's a thing, basically.
Yeah. That's nice. I like.
As long as you want a tie-dye t-shirt and a candle, basically,
exactly.
and fine.
And some nag
That's so
champagne.
true.
Get me some
You're
nag
served
champagne.
by a disabled lesbian.
It's like because I live right in the middle of North Lane, and everybody says to me, "It must be great with all the shops." And I'm going, "Yeah, you can only eat so many fucking candles basically before you have to go to a supermarket."
I can think of other things to do with candles. Ernie Burns says, "What really gets me is the tagline they give those adverts about gambling. Gamble responsibly." What they're saying is, it's be irresponsible responsibly, and that's completely true. And then you see that with drinking as well. They have an advert with all these people having a great time. It's like drink is amazing. Go on, drink. And then at the end it says drink responsibly. I'm like,
it's classic self-regulation. Those things. They set up a charity called Gamble Aware or Drink Safely or whatever, basically, and they tell the government, "Don't worry, we'll stick it on all our adverts and we'll provide counselling for people that want to give it up." And you think, if you're selling a product where you have to advertise the fact that you're paying for a service to help you give it up, it's ridiculous, basically. But they just get away with it. It's going to happen with AI, just like it did with the internet and newspapers as well. Next, they'll set up an organization that's got $1 billion in it to make leaflets telling you be careful, basically, and the government will say, the government will just say, "Yeah, we'll leave you alone because you're doing good work. Well done. Thanks for regulating yourself."
Civil liberties.
Chris C is saying Bet365 profit last year was $3 billion.
That's
tax
ridiculous.
paid 250 million.
What have they?
How does that work?
Substantialness have they?
Well, half of these companies are based in Gibraltar.
It's
ridiculous.
They don't pay any tax anywhere. That was really freaking out about Brexit was the gambling industry for that very reason.
Yeah.
But they get around it. These companies get around it, and they shouldn't be allowed to get around it. There should be things put in place, which there could be.
And isn't this one of the underlying
things that we want them to do?
Funders and reasons that Brexit happened as well? Was that it was the offshore tax havens that are part of the British.
Yeah, it was a whole EU tax
regime. And EU were going to go for them, but they haven't. In 10 years, they haven't actually changed it, have they?
Yeah.
No. So Monaco and everywhere else are still happily sitting there as tax havens, basically. And the reason that the Rees Moggs of this world wanted us to leave the EU, it didn't actually transpire.
There's people in the chat talking about IKEA and whether they love it or hate it. Most people seem to hate it, but there's a weird psychological effect of putting together your own furniture that's much more satisfying than just buying it.
I literally right now have a long sort of like new TV bench that we've got for the living room. We just need to get rid of a couple of bits before I can put it in.
Yeah.
And it's literally sitting in flat pack in the hallway. It's been there for about a month.
Oh shit. Well, just get rid of what you need to get. Get rid of your Crocs. Open pick up your Crocs. Open the window. Throw Crocs out a window. Close window. Happy days.
I love it.
The Comic Sans of footwear, mate. He can't even hear me now. He's got off in a big huff.
He's gone to get his
Crocs.
No,
don't go get your Crocs. Oh, I have nightmares.
Well,
show him your Crocs, Scott.
Don't want to see your fucking Crocs. Jesus Christ.
If you ever want to come shopping,
fucking clown shoes.
I can recommend Barnsley because our new town centre is amazing.
You got a new town centre?
Yeah, our brand new town centre is amazing. They've really done it up. It's
in Barnsley.
Really changed the place now. Yeah,
it's really. Have they actually? Because it always had. I used to my I don't know which wife's family lived up that way. Basically, I always remember going to the Alhambra shopping centre.
Oh, it's still there.
Is it still there? But they always showed me the Barnsley
from Quantum Leap. There, he's like, "Oh, when I was on my third wife, I think."
I don't know which wife. I can't remember.
Ziggy, was it my third wife? The second wife?
When I was in Cambridge with her this week for my son's wedding, my son's actual wedding, which was great. Anyway, yeah, that one.
Oh.
But I always thought Barnsley, if you pedestrianised the city centre and did up some of the buildings, it would be a great place. There's some gorgeous architecture there.
It's really done it well.
We go to Barnsley and do a Friday night social in person.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we invite Josh?
No.
Okay.
Maybe not. Oh my god, we're not supposed to talk about that.
Well, he just fucking did.
I was just offering an olive branch.
Olive branch, eh?
Yeah, I mean, just so people know. I mean, I left it in good terms with Josh after the last time he was on the show, and he got really pissy with us. But now he's gone off in a big strop. I don't know what I watched it back, and I don't know what we did. That was so bad. I mean, he didn't even make any jokes about his dad being a vent boy.
Oh, if it God, been, no. If it had been
Aid. Stop. His dad a vent boy.
But
That's amazing.
No, Aid's dad is a red boy.
We know that. His balls have been everywhere.
Sfax is getting upset with me and writing in capitals, "Don't you dare offend Comic Sans." Listen, Sfax, after you spent 6 days in a Cape Verde jail and you've been sleeping on the concrete floor in a cell designed for one person.
Did you compare my Crocs to Comic Sans?
Yeah, I did. I said it was a Comic Sans. Comic Sans of footwear. Because it is.
Fuck off. That's
fucking clown shoes.
Disgusting. I'm
psycho clown shoes because you got to have the hockey mask thing going on. Anyway, when I got out of jail after a week sleeping on the floor and the bloody cells, believe the police station in Fryer in Cape Verde, they gave me my release papers and they were in Comic fucking Sans. Official release papers in Comic Sans.
Terrible.
Just trying to cheer you up.
Taking the piss.
There's nothing cheery about Comic Sans.
Hey, you're free.
It is a terrifying clown.
Literally.
Emoji.
Yeah, it could have been Wingdings.
Could have been Wingdings.
That would have been
just been like emojis. Just like finger point, jail.
Yay!
Sorry.
Or it could have even been in the Star Trek
emoji.
Font. Boldly going to the magistrate's court.
Emoji world.
Is there a jail emoji? Is there like a little bars? Is there bars?
I think there is a jail emoji. I think
possibly.
So.
Like in Monopoly. Chris C says, I used to work for Gala Bingo and the staff weren't allowed to help those with a gambling addiction. It was down to management and management never did anything.
Of course they didn't. They're trying to get people to put money in the machines and then behind the thing.
I know a guy who used to do lawyering in Las Vegas for the casinos, and one of the things he often had to do was when people had embezzled money from a company and run off to Vegas with all the company money and then bet it all on black and lost it all, the companies would then try and sue the casino to get the money back, which never ever worked because they were like, it's not up to us to know where their money came from. But for everybody else, there's a proceeds of crime acts, isn't there, where they can actually take things off you if you sell something to a criminal. But it doesn't seem to apply for casinos because they get it off. They get it off. What? They get off with it. They get off it. They get off on it. No, they get away with it.
Wow.
I just noticed is Graham's auto white balance broken today. He keeps shifting from looking purple to looking green.
We're lucky he's got a camera at all.
Yeah, my webcam wasn't working. It was glitching, and that's why I was like getting started because I had everything lined up, and then I'm like, okay, I'll press play, and then I could see myself on the Zoom call before I give you guys the link, and it was like this, in a really weird way. It was like. It wasn't like it was dropping frames. It was more like what would happen on Max Headroom. In fact, Mike, are you Max Headroom? Because you're about the right age and you've got the right shape face. Are you?
Thank you.
Are you Max Headroom?
I've been in the project we're working on at the moment. I was playing with today, and the cartoon character of me.
Yeah,
I've got him animated now, and it does look a lot like Max Headroom.
Brilliant. We're bringing Max Headroom back to life. Brilliant. Ernie Byrne says, I want my obituary in Comic Sans. Getting a lot of love for Comic Sans now.
I think we should bring it back. Definitely. Let's make it cool.
Bring Comic Sans back.
I've got, there is a use for Comic Sans. It is reasonably useful for
writing
lettering.
A document that you're about to throw.
No, for lettering in cartoons. Although I don't use it, I've got another font I use.
I don't use it for lettering in cartoons.
Doesn't look awful on some cartoons.
On my I have a comic font, but it's not Comic Sans.
Right.
And the auto white balance is annoying me now, Joanna. Kind of wish I hadn't pointed that out. I'm like, I do look a bit purple. Anyway, hit Mike Dax. Can he? Sorry. Viper Scott saying can't find any jail emojis, so there aren't any jail emojis.
No. I didn't realise that YouTube restrict the emojis you can use. Actually, that's.
Pygmalion is asking, is there a link for the live event in Liverpool yet? No, I've written it all up. I could probably put it live while we're doing this, but I haven't done it yet. But you know, is there any other news? Ollie, you've been quiet for a long time. Stop playing video games and talk to us. What's been happening with the fuckers?
Oh Jesus! We've had 2 resignations this week, both deputies as well.
Oh wow!
So we've had the
Crafty one of them.
No, we've had the deputy of Leicestershire step down for mysterious reasons. We still don't know the reason why he stepped down.
Okay.
Just that he might have been a very naughty boy, but no one knows exactly what he's done yet. No one's saying anything about it. And then they've got the deputy of Worcestershire step down as well.
Worcestershire.
Because of infighting.
Over Worcestershire Shores.
Who knows? But again, I think we brought up this week as well. There's a lot of infighting going on. I'm noticing a lot of opposition councillors point out that in their reform counterparts, there's a lot of infighting and civil warring going on, and I'm like, why? What's going on to cause?
You can only imagine the egos of these people, right? These are people that admire Nigel Farage, and they're all going to think they're independent thinkers. They're all going to think they've got the answer. They'll all have messiah complexes, and they'll be sitting in committee meetings. I mean, God, you know, one of the reasons I don't like local politics is the committee meetings. And I'd like to propose that we add an amendment to clause 14, which would allow us to vote on whether we can have amendments in future. Basically, you know, it's going to drive them nuts. They'll just go mad.
So,
in fact, we've even had some local action recently.
That was in the news this week, actually.
Yeah,
I heard something along.
I have a look for that while I advertise the fact that at the end of September, me and Phil Morehouse are going to be doing the agenda live. So it's going to be and it's going to be called "Labour Comms Are Broken. Here's how to fix them." So I've just made that live. I didn't do everything in those 2 minutes that I was tapping away on my computer. I'm not that good, but if you click on that link and see if it works, the tickets are free. But you're encouraged to make a donation, anything you want to help pay for me and.
Is that at the conference?
Yes, well, it's not at the conference; it's during the conference. This is very much independent because you know Phil's not a member of Labour anymore. He left in a big huff.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave in a big huff.
Are you sure you and Phil will be okay in the same room? Because I'm slightly worried about the way that the agenda goes at the moment.
Oh no, we're fine. We've had bigger Barneys than that. And it just Phil. Phil is very much he's very mathematical. He sees things very much in the numbers, whereas I see more sort of the emotional side of things and how people feel. I think it's a good balance. I think these are the conversations that are worth having. I'd rather have that conversation, that debate, than a debate with someone who was a racist or a transphobe who thinks that trans people shouldn't be out in public or something mad. Did you hear the M&S story was all made up?
Yep.
Which one?
The one about there was a woman in M&S and she was buying a bra for her daughter, and a trans woman came over to him, which we don't know was trans. It was just some tall woman came over and she said, "Do you need any help?" In a public place in the shop that she worked in, and the woman got really offended, and J.K. Rowling called for a boycott of Marks and Spencer's. And the whole story was completely fabricated.
Was it the whole story? Because I'd heard there was like
the whole thing.
They got a lot of facts wrong, but there's just nothing to it at all.
The whole thing had just made people up.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that Joanna says, "Sorry, can't go." Oh, sorry, way too many people. I honestly, Joanna, I don't think there's going to be that many people. But yeah, thanks. No, I
think she means you and Phil.
Yeah, me and Phil.
That would be too many.
That's too many already. But yeah, it's just a little pub. It's not a big venue or anything. And it will be standing at the back if we sell that many tickets, or give that many tickets away. Auroran, is that the way you say that? That's the reason why I love the agenda. It feels like how a politics show should be. Yeah. And it's like, we're
Proper
not
debates.
nasty about it. We're not calling each other names. Do you know what I mean? We're having a bit of a laugh now and again and stuff. But no, I like, if I'm going to have a debate with someone, I don't want it to be something that's just ridiculous, like the earth is flat or man didn't land on the moon or something.
Yeah, you want to try and, have a good back and forth between...
Yeah, you can't. And you can't debate that anyway because it is flat.
I mean, it has to be flat. How is it going to be, sit on the elephants and on the turtle?
How do you get from point A to point B unless it's flat? It's pretty.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I know, wind you up, but seriously, think about it, right?
Yeah.
It can only be.
Yes.
I'm just
tell the person who's been to every country in the world without flying that the world is flat. I'll just be like, it genuinely is not.
All I'd say is that on the front of the book we appear to be sponsored by, that is a flat Earth. Look,
no, that's a board game.
Explain yourself.
That's Graham filling into the whole flat Earth, conspiracy.
I was in the attic, so I'm at my parents, and yesterday and today I've been in the attic clearing stuff out, and I found that board. I found that board game that I had printed out for the cover of the book.
In fact, and do you want to add to this conspiracy theory now?
Oh God, no, please don't.
Because normally we have the round flat Earth, like in a circle, but Graham is clearly a rectangular square. That's how.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
The Earth's got corners.
Well, in my head, because in the first...
He's been to the four corners of the Earth.
Yeah.
Ollie,
when I was planning out my books, the second one's called Top of the World, and it was going to be me and two ladies on the top of a mountain playing that game in the Himalayas, all wearing winter gear. And then the last one was going to be End of the World, in which we were on a raft going over the waterfall at the end of the world.
See, he knows all about it.
Yeah, maybe he's
in it.
But wouldn't all the water just pour out? Doesn't make any sense.
Why doesn't it just tip over?
Yeah.
No, it goes to the lands beyond the border of the map. Yeah. Do you know nothing about how the flat Earth works?
Yeah, it goes all down into the elephants, and then the elephants, get their trunks and they spray it back up onto the disc.
Yeah.
Have you never read Terry Pratchett?
Well, isn't it like a bowl? Isn't it like a bowl, and that keeps all the water in because it's just a bowl flying through space?
We have a dome.
Viper Scott is saying Graham, it did get heated in the comments today. Oh, sorry about that. See, the problem is when I'm debating Phil, I've got to pay attention to what he's saying, and I can't zone out and read the comments. That's one thing I like about the Friday Night Social, because if you three are having a chat about something, I can read the comments while you're talking. Or what Ollie's doing now, he's just playing Zork. Zork. Great underground empire. Pygmalion saying, I have a signed copy. Yay! The world is a cube, says Ben Stringer. I believe it's a cube before I believe it's flat.
A little bit three-dimensional for us, Ben.
Richard blames the lizard people. And Sfax said, you plan to climb Everest to make a cover photo? No, we just green screen it. Just green screen that shit. So apparently it did get heated in the comments, so sorry about that. I don't like it when it gets heated in the comments because I want everyone in the comments to be respectful and nice to each other. Joanna says, no, it was Phil that really pissed off a lot of people in the chat, and eventually they left. It wasn't me. And Christy says, for fuck's sake, Farage, which is actually Farage's full name, has announced that if he becomes Prime Minister, he will have 5 deportation flights a day.
There we go.
Well, the good thing is
straight from Donald Trump's job.
Who would want to suggest that he won't become Prime Minister? Ollie, come on. Do you think he'll become Prime Minister?
Well, for the next election is a long way away. It's 2029. Anything can happen in that length of time, honestly. Nigel Farage might have a coronary or might have an embolism between that time. And to be honest, he's the only thing that's keeping the party going. Let's face it. If he were to,
a bunch of incompetence.
If he were to croak it, who's going to lead the party? Tice wasn't exactly wowing the crowds when he was leading it before Farage returned.
No. And Farage had to be persuaded to go back, didn't he? He wanted to go to America and campaign for Trump.
So anything, bear in mind, anything could happen. There could be scandals. Farage has to keep up this momentum for like the next 4 years, and absolutely nothing must go wrong. Bear in mind, you look at all the chaos that's been going on in these councils. What happens if something goes wrong in one of these councils? Inevitably, there will be, sooner or later. You've got,
and that's going to damage his core vote, isn't it? Because the councils that he won are the ones that he could guarantee to get in.
Yeah, and look at the stuff going on with Hull and East Yorkshire. What happens if Angela Rayner just goes, right, there's so much chaos going on in this authority, I'm just taking it over?
Yeah, I heard that today, but I'm not sure politically she could do that.
Yes, you can. Liverpool did it.
No. I don't mean technically. I just mean politically. I just think it would be dangerous for the Labour Party to take over a reform council.
Well, that's it. If it all goes belly up,
if they go bankrupt and have to, then that's.
Well, I think if it all starts failing, if stuff starts coming out about more bad stuff about Campbell, or he really balls something up majorly, she'll have to step in.
Yeah,
you know.
The disappointing thing is Farage has never had enough money to be on Epstein's list, does he? Really?
And Christy says, okay, Farage has also stated that he will also pull the UK out of the UN Refugee Convention, the UN Convention Against Torture, and the UN Convention on Human Rights.
But here's the thing, how's that different to Kemi Badenoch's position? It's not, is it?
Because he has a chance of actually being Prime Minister, whereas Kemi Badenoch doesn't.
It's just that they're going to fight amongst themselves, and I think they split a lot of votes that way.
I hope so. There's a part of me that hopes that the Tory party get their shit together in the next couple of years. Or maybe even better, how about Labour get their shit together? Get all their shit together, put it in a backpack, put it in a museum if they have to, just get all their shit together. How about that?
And I'm not advocating for this basically, but what if the Lib Dems got a new leader who was a bit more charismatic and had some policies other than...
More charismatic? The man did Adventure Weekend through the whole of the election.
Like, did you not go on Ed Davies' Adventure Holiday?
I think I need to do my Jordan Peterson and go define charismatic.
I mean, he did a lot of shit that was like a little out of the box.
He got attention,
a bit of personality.
That's all he needed to do. And
he wasn't going to win. He knew that. So
he's got 80 MPs. Yeah. And I can't name any of them except him.
Yeah, right? They came second in a lot of areas.
They don't make any impact on policy at all, basically anywhere. And the questions that he's asking in the House of Commons, they're all great. And 10 years ago, it would have been brilliant, basically. But they don't seem to have their finger on the pulse of anything, really. If they did something about that, because you look at the way the Greens under Zach, what's his
Zach
face?
Polanski. If anyone wants to watch me have a chat with Zach a few years ago, because someone wrote on my Facebook, I'm a Green, but I've never heard of this guy until a couple of months ago, so I don't trust him. And I'm like, he has been around for a while. Yeah. And like, I like him. He's a nice guy, honestly, and he seems to have his heart in the right place when it comes to the Green issues. And I think he's completely right about making the Green agenda like populist. I think that is the way to go, because it's going to save people money. It cost me £3 to get from Durham to Liverpool in our electric car. I can't say that enough. I know you got to buy the electric car in the first place, but once you do, it makes getting around really fucking cheap, like dirt cheap. So I'm all for that. The only thing that I think with Zach is that he is going on a anti-elitist thing, and the anti-elite, but he is on my list. He may have got in to a private school on a scholarship, but he's still on the list. And it will mean that all 5 leaders of the 5 major parties that are not Scottish and not Welsh will all be on my list, all be PSM. And I know that Keir Starmer, his school went private while he was there, and he was allowed to stay on even though it was private. He didn't have to pay for it. So that's a little bit different, but it's still like luck. It's still just dumb fucking luck that sets people apart in this country, because we're so class-ridden. And we shouldn't. But
we are lucky. We are lucky to have these elites. Really, some countries don't have such high quality people to lead us. I sometimes think people don't get my sarcasm.
2 words for you, Matt. Hancock. Viper Scott, thank you very much, Alistair, for the £5 super chat. You are number one. You are number one. How good is that? To be honest, you will all see in the 2026 Scottish Parliament elections if Refuck will gain anything. They have started campaigning up in Fife. Glasgow hosts. Yes, so we will see. We will see. The argument
Glasgow looks interesting because that, from what I've seen there, that could go Reform.
Yes, because there's lots of unionists who live there, Rangers supporters who are more English than the English for some stupid football.
Incidentally, should we launch a politics social football shirt? The Graham's name on the back.
Let's not only get into politics but football as well.
Yeah. I think we should do that.
And then we can be
answer in the chat if we came up with a politics social football shirt. Whose name should be on it and what number?
Can I be 69? Pete says, I agree with Graham. Sorry, I'm reading out someone whose message agrees with me, so this is new for me. I agree with Graham. If Labour did a good job, then they wouldn't need to worry about the other parties. Yes, it's all down to that. This election is for Labour's to lose.
Yeah.
They're making such an ass of it.
Labour's got to stop leaning into the right. It's as simple as that. Just leave Farage to have his battle with Kemi Badenoch, take control of the Tory party. And that's going to take 5 or 10 years to sort out anyway.
And you were saying earlier on, what if the Conservative Party came back? That's not beyond the realms of possibility, because what that would do, that would again split the right-wing vote.
The one thing we know about the Tories is that they will reinvent themselves in order to gain power every single time. And if they sit there and look at the numbers, they'll go, the centre ground is being left at the moment. You've got the Greens heading further to the left, the Liberal Democrats being pretty ineffective with their 80 seats, and Labour shoving themselves over to the right and doing photo shoots with Donald Trump all the time. There's got to be a groundswell within the Tory party that says, let's try and turn it into a centrist party again.
The only problem is there's no one there to do that. There's no one there to do that. That's the big problem.
Well, I guess it depends on the money, doesn't it, with the Tories as well? If they can find money people that want that, and I guess they're not, because the money has all jumped over to Reform from that.
They either need someone who can actually do that within the party, or someone from outside the party who is willing to come into the party and actually change it. But you are talking like full-on root and branch, complete reform of the party at that point. And
it's possible. It's possible.
Again, it's possible. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. Could happen. Like we said, 2029 is like a long way away. Anything could happen between now and then.
Because if you think about it, right, David Cameron always wanted to get rid of the right wing of his party, or at least neuter them. John Major wanted to do that as well, and Reform has just sucked them up. It's like they all now live in Reform, those lunatics. So you could actually shove out Jenrick, make him go and join Reform. Take the whip away from him straight away. Basically, it's possible. I think that you could.
But Refuck is a personality cult. It's all built around Nigel Farage. They were nowhere. They were nowhere last year in the run up to the election until Farage said he was going to come back as leader. It's a personality cult around one person. When he's not there anymore, it will disappear into the ether, and they'll reabsorb themselves into the Tory party like some big horrific.
That's the Trump GOP story as well, isn't it? Basically, in both cases, I think the supposedly right of centre parties are relying on the cult of personality, and they're both probably going to die in the next 5 or 10 years, hopefully. Not that I wish death on anyone. It's just a statistical possibility.
I do. I wake up every morning and I check the news, and I'm disappointed that it's not going to be the big, beautiful day that day.
So interesting local news, Barnsley, because this does feed into your point about how personality-driven it is. A couple of years ago, back in 2016, in Barnsley, there was a UKIP splinter group, believe it or not. And they splintered off to form a party called the Veteran and Democratic Party, because they did not like how Farage was running things at that time. They went, made their own party, really annoyed all the avid UKIP supporters still. And recently, one of the guys who was part of the Veterans Democratic Party, or the VD, he joined Labour. I still don't know why they let him into Labour, knowing his proclivity for just jumping around for parties. He's now left the Labour Party to join Reform, apparently, and then Reform had to go into the council and say, hold on, we aren't letting him into Reform because he doesn't like Nigel Farage. So they're not letting him to the party because of that.
Oh, wow.
So that could have been our very first Reform councillor, and we might have just dodged that bullet. But like I say, next May, it's an all-out election.
Yeah. I
don't know decide why they decided to do it like that, but
Viper Scott has just left the chat, so see you later, Alistair. Sweet dreams, my friend. And Graham Price is saying, the last few years are ready to go by. Anything could happen before 2029. Alien invasion, global earthquakes, magnetic pole shift, etc., etc. Nothing will surprise me now, lol. And I agree with you. And this is something that, I agree with Phil, that the election isn't tomorrow. He keeps saying the election's not tomorrow. And I'm like, yes, I get that. But I'd just like to sleep easy. I can't at the moment because I'm freaking out, genuinely, how shit Labour are. I'm genuinely shocked. I can't believe they're this shit. This isn't Everton Football Club, who I expect to lose every fucking game of the season. God, they're shit. But this is Labour. They've had 14 years in opposition to prepare for government, and they're in government, and they just keep making fuck up after fuck up after fuck up. And when they do something right, nobody knows because they don't bother telling anyone. Because they're fucking useless.
I mean, it does boil down to their comms, because there's a lot they're doing that actually is pretty good. And it's just quiet and not told as a story, and they don't know how to spin it into stories. So
I mean, do you follow, was it Sebastian? Can't remember his second name now, but he writes the weekly email blog, Clear the Lobby.
Good. No, I've seen that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. He basically every week writes, this is what Labour did good this week. And just
there's a lot. It's just all hidden.
Yeah.
Basically.
They just don't tell anyone. They want
told in
guess.
Told in a boring way. As well.
I think,
and also, potholes are genuinely being filled in. They put a load of money into filling in potholes. They're being filled in. When you knock on the door in an election, the big issue, it doesn't matter whether it's a general election, county council or town council, nobody knows who's supposed to fill the potholes in, but everybody complains about the potholes. When they start filling them in, there's no fucking pictures of Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner filling in bloody potholes, which is, if they hired Ed Davey as their PR man.
Half of West Derby in Liverpool is closed, and people from the guys putting the potholes, filling in the potholes.
Yeah.
And
then you talk about comms. We should talk about Gavin Newsom and what he's suddenly doing. And the Labour should start looking at that, because if they really want to take on the right, they shouldn't do it by trying to be more right. They should do it by taking on the right in the same way that
they Gavin Newsom's doing. So before we go on, was it the Victory, the Veterans and Democratic Party? Was that Ollie?
The VD Party.
Yeah, that's what Miss Paula Thomas has just pointed out. Unfortunate name, VD Party. So there was VE Day when the soldiers came home. There was VJ Day when the airmen came home. And then there was VD Day when the sailors came home. Anyway, Power to the People says, yeah, I agree, mate. I'm seriously disappointed after waiting 14 years for them to make it better. Yeah, I want that now. I don't care that the election's in 4 years' time. I want to sleep easy now, knowing that Labour are doing a good job. And they're not.
They were going to call themselves the socially transitional Democrats, but that didn't work.
Very good. I see what you did there. But yeah, let's talk about Gavin Newsom for a moment, because
amazing.
I think that his campaign is brilliant. And it's really winding up the MAGAs. So if you don't know, Gavin Newsom has been adopting not his Twitter feed, but the Twitter feed for his office, I think it is, or his press office, of just adopting Trump's way of speaking. And it's great because if anyone criticizes the fact that it's all caps and ridiculous and just makes no sense, they can say, yes, so that's not what you want, because that's what Trump does.
There are Fox News presenters reading them out and going, well, this is just childish, isn't it?
You go,
yes!
I can't believe he's doing this.
And they're putting out pictures of Gavin Newsom, with AI pictures of him with six pack and looking all masculine and manly and stuff. And that's what Trump does.
Yeah.
Literally what he does.
And so it
makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes
exactly.
Sense.
If they go low, fucking kick them. Stop going on. We'll get the courts.
And that, but that's the point, isn't it? It's like I don't think Michelle Obama was talking about if they go low, we go high, right? I don't think. I think she meant in policy terms, right? And that's the problem. This is what Keir Starmer's doing, right? He's not copying Farage's PR techniques. He's copying his fucking policies, which is stupid. If you want to do it properly, you do what Farage does with his TikTok account.
Yes.
You know, you don't make the stupid little mini epic films that
Farage has got 4 times the number of followers as the official Labour Party account on TikTok.
Yeah.
He's got better people doing it.
Yeah,
and you could do it like Newsom. You could stick Angela Rayner in a Union Jack suit, wandering the streets, basically doing like that guy you sent the TikTok video around today, where he said there's a guy in a Union Jack suit interviewing people, and he's saying, I'm a reform voter, but it's not just immigration, is it? Which is your favourite policy? And they're kind of going,
like, I don't
know. Someone says support of the NHS. He goes, he wants to privatise it, and they're like, does he? You see the coke going around in the head. It's a beautiful video if anyone gets a chance to see it.
It is
brilliant.
There's some breaking news. This is a bit ago now from Chris C saying multiple dead and several passengers trapped in Niagara Falls tour bus crashes in New York, upstate New York. It was a bus coming back from Niagara Falls to, going to Niagara Falls from New York City.
Are you regretting talking about you and 2 girls going over a waterfall?
Yes. Not that waterfall, though, because that would be suicide. Just a fictional waterfall on the edge of the world.
What is it, a crash or?
Yeah, no, it just went off the road. Well, it is a crash because it crashed off the road, but there's multiple people killed, including at least 1 child has died as a result of this, and it just goes to show, I mean, fucking hell. It's... Roads are fucking terrifying. We should ban them. Andrew Ray says, "How about the South Park? How about South Park taking the piss out of Trump, which they did this week with Towelie going to Washington and then ended up being used as a comeback by Satan and Donald Trump."
Marvelous.
That happened. So Randy had this is Randy Marsh, Stan's dad. He's got a cannabis farm, and the ICE came along and took away all his Mexican workers. So he was microdosing ketamine until he came up with a really good idea with his AI assistant to replace the company with something. I really wanted them to do something about Trump and Putin. I really wanted them to go after that, Trump, Putin, and Trump declaring peace.
They will.
I'm really hoping in the next episode, and I don't want to be waiting 2 weeks between each episode. I'm too impatient. Come on, knock them out. Talking of cartoons, Mike.
Oh God, yep.
Our resident cartoonist. So, what have you been working on this week?
Lots of things. I've been working on a project with you, which is exciting, just because we've worked out how to do it technically. And then you made me spend 4.5 hours getting the kerning right on a Liverpool logo for a man's jumper that nobody's going to see. But
kerning's important, mate. Kerning is important.
Rock me off course.
He's got an artistic vision, Mike, as
I know
for that kerning.
I know. I kept saying to I've got today to do this. I've got today to learn how to animate 2 characters, create an animated dungeon that they can live in, basically, work out how we can lip sync it live. But yeah, I'll spend 3 hours trying to get the. You could
just use a different font.
It's because K's are bigger than L's. It's as simple as that. Anyway, regardless of the creative differences, we're working on your idea for called Debunked, or which is 2 guys get trapped in a bunker, and they're both right wingers. They're been paying a subscription to Elon Musk or whatever to go to this place, and they went to check it out, and they got locked in for 10 years, and they have to observe the world burning from the monitors inside this bunker. And we worked out a way to do this so we can do it live. It'll be a bit South Parky, Trumpton-esque, basically.
Yes, and it'll be live, so you'll be able to add things into the chat if you're watching, and we'll be playing the 2 characters from our microphone, from behind our microphones.
Got little Tommy Scouser and Nigel Farquhar, or whatever we're going to call them.
Tommy Scouser and Nigel, and the joke is that they set the timer to release them for 2030, thinking that was the time, but actually it was the year. So they're stuck there for a while, and they can't get out. Ms. Paula Thomas, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Oh, that sounds like a great idea, Mike. Let's watch. No, that's not what she says. Before the election, I said Starmer hadn't seen the Tory policy he didn't like, and now I would have to replace Tory with reform. Grrr. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, he's not been showering himself in glory, and I'm amazed that like in just 1 year as Prime Minister. If he went tomorrow and someone else took over, I wouldn't give a fuck. Like, I honestly would just be like, oh, well, never mind. I wouldn't be like, oh, shit, no, don't get rid of him. No, you drop the vase. You drop the vase onto the ice rink. I would be like, oh, whatever. Don't care.
Surely it would depend on who they put into...
Would anyone say anything other than oh if he got kicked out tomorrow?
Anyone other than...
Oh, would anyone just go, oh?
No, I think that'd be
just be knocking on doors going, oh my God, have you heard that Keir Starmer's resigned? You wouldn't, you just wake up, you'd see it on the news, go, oh, and go back to sleep.
Just for the sake of demonstration, and this is only a demonstration. Right?
Oh, there you go.
You can't even read the logo, look.
I know. That's too, it's little Tommy.
At the moment.
He's too little.
At the moment, they both talk in unison to the sound of my voice, but I will get them working separately.
Yeah,
they can just sing.
You need to look into some of the VTuber technology.
This is a really simple little app, Ollie, and there's no lag in it at all. It's just really simple, but it is only a few frames.
They will talk separately depending on whether I'm talking as little Tommy or whether Farage is gobbing off about, I don't know.
No, but that's cool. That
his love of crashing planes.
You need to get one for just Graham done by himself, so that he can do you can have it one when he's doing like a video.
I've been working on that actually.
Well, I don't want to do a whole video on my own as Tommy Scouser there going, hey fucking hell, what's going on?
Hey fucking hell,
fucking what? You what? Yeah.
That's a sneak preview.
But yeah, when we were designing the characters, we were trying to think of a working class right winger, and there just aren't any.
The only one I can think of is Lee Anderson.
Yeah, but he wasn't, was he? Because he was at Labour, and then he was a Tory. Then he was a union leader, wasn't he? He was a ex-miner.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! But he bought his own council house. So.
That's the classic. That's the story of a lot of these people, though, isn't it? It's like JD Vance is just seeking power, but you go back 5 years and all the stuff he was saying, he could have easily been a Democrat.
Yeah. But Trump was a Democrat. Trump gave to the Democrats.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They just it's the power that they go for.
Yeah, in terms of power, and I think the next fun thing to happen in America will be the power struggle for who replaces Trump. That'll be something to watch when that all kicks off.
Yeah. I can't wait.
What's your bet?
Oh,
JD Vance.
I think it's going to be between JD Vance and
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh. What foreign secretary? What's his name now?
Pete Hegseth?
No,
he's a military guy. Sorry.
Little Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio,
he's dying to be president, Marco Rubio.
I think it's going to be Marco Rubio.
Marco.
I do. I think it'll be between him and Marco Rubio, unless Steve Bannon decides to throw his hat in the ring, apparently, which should be interesting. If he does.
I think it would be Donald Trump.
No, I mean, let's be honest. He can't.
He can't what?
He can't be president again.
Stop doing that. Stop it. Stop it. Right, I watch the Legal Eagle, Devon, what his name is, Devon, and I love him. He's brilliant. He's fantastic. But every single one of his videos since Trump's been back on the scene is he can't do that. Oh, he just did. Is it legal? Unfortunately, yes.
He will find a way. The main thing about that is that Bannon has been seeding that conversation since the election. And it's out there. You can search it. You can find tweets about it, etc., etc. So they're just, warming up the American public for the idea that it'll happen. And it's going to take a unified Democrat Party to stop it. because the Republicans won't try and stop it.
Yeah. Well, you've seen the stuff going on in Texas recently.
Oh,
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know how they got away with that.
Well,
it's absolutely, it's literally, they took that woman hostage.
Yes. But this is what Devon sort of goes, they can't do that. Oh, they did.
I don't get it. Why she couldn't just move the guy to the side and say, get the fuck out of my way, I'm leaving. They can't arrest someone for leaving. That's ridiculous.
Well, they can.
No.
They can.
But they did.
They did. And they've just raided the home of John Bolton for the crime of speaking about Trump.
And the concept that there might not be, like, we've got some idea that the FBI might be good. Basically, it's kind of like,
here's something, right? I was
full of a bunch
of
racist arseholes. That's the nature of it.
So
police force.
We have been lied to for so many years about the American military, the CIA, and the FBI. Because if you want to make a movie, right, and you want to have it based in the FBI, they're not just two bungling idiots who turn up at the end of Die Hard to fuck things up for everyone, for the local coppers. But if you're making something about the FBI get involved in the making of that movie. And they'll give you stuff. They'll give you access to stuff. The CIA do the same thing. The American military do the same thing. They'll say, if you want to do this movie and you want American, to show American troops, not real American troops, but actors pretending to be American troops, we will provide you with an F-15 fucking helicopter thing to use. Yeah. We'll give you some tanks to use in the background. And so we get this distorted view of these agencies. I want to make a British film where the CIA are just the most incompetent Keystone Cop motherfuckers ever. I want to do the reenactments of Zero Dark 30, but just show how fucking bungling they are and incompetent, and the fact that they crashed one of the fucking helicopters when they were trying to take him out. Like, you had one job, land the helicopter. Oh, sorry, fucking hell. Because they're all fucking useless. They're all fucking useless. Yeah. And I want to do a film that absolutely takes the piss out of all of them and just goes, well, we're not getting any money off them. We're a different country. We can say what we like. And really, really go to town on
Steve Martin as the head of the CIA or something.
The corrupt, inept arseholes, the CIA. Corrupt, inept arseholes.
But you're right, because it's also the same with computer games as well, isn't it? That if you want to create a first-person shooter or anything like that, the military will give you access to their licensed maps of the world.
Wow.
I was at a games conference the other day, and there was a stand there licensing the American military's world maps and their world and city maps, so you can set a street fighting game anywhere in the world that you want. You can just pay a license for it, and the deal is that you get it reasonably cheap. If you use it, you have to credit them, but also they're collecting the data of all the players and how they do those street fights basically everywhere as well. So it's doubly valuable. And there are rules about how you can portray the American military if you use that license. Yeah. So you can't make them look like idiots.
We sort of laugh at the Russians here with the Potemkin villages, but this is exactly the same thing. It's just propaganda. Yeah. And stuff like Top Gun is just a recruitment video for the American fucking Navy.
But it's what the Romans did.
Yeah.
If you went to the Colosseum, they restaged great sea battles, didn't they, when they flooded it? And the gladiators were, demonstrating that Rome is might, basically. Yeah. And they were free. Half the time you went to the Colosseum, it was free, and they handed out free bread as well, just to make you go and swallow the propaganda. So.
What, you got a bread in your circus?
Somebody's got a sheep.
Sorry, man.
Sorry, Graham. I understand. Don't worry.
Sorry.
No, it's just me. I think my dad's having some. He's having some food.
Is he okay?
My mum's with him. He's having some. He's having some supper, and he's coughing a little bit. He's been quite ill the last couple of weeks, so we're just looking at him. That's the reason why I'm in Liverpool. Well, that and something else, but I've been keeping him happy. You all right, Dad? Yeah, my mum's giving me a wave. She's all right. So anyway, so what were we talking about? I've forgotten. Where were we? The CIA being inept, incompetent.
Vendetta's suggesting we get Steve Guttenberg to play the head of the CIA. Like a remake of Police Academy.
Love it.
Yeah, that is fantastic, man. Come on, someone like that. That is brilliant. Steve Guttenberg as the head of the CIA, because he's not been in anything for ages, has he? So it'd be great to open the door and it's Steve Guttenberg, and he's like, "Hey,"
I don't imagine
and stuff.
here's the thing that where American culture has shifted and the media has come under Trump's bullying spell is if you think about it, right? When he launched Space Force towards the end of his last presidency, and everyone took the piss, and then there's a TV series taking the piss out of Space Force. Right? ICE is a perfect candidate for a comedy, isn't it? Because recruiting ex-Superman actors and the local hard men idiots and rednecks basically in the middle of the country. It's just perfect for it. It's like a dad's army, isn't it? You could totally make a dad's army. Somebody in like Alaska defending the border. It would just be perfect.
It would definitely write itself.
I promise you, unless it's HBO, nobody in America is going to be making
we don't need them anymore. Make them ourselves. I'm sick of this. Why do we have to?
We'd have to employ a bunch of
Americans' money. We don't need it. We can make
a bunch of Americans that are unknown.
Can I say this again?
Yeah.
28 years later was filmed on iPhones.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know, guys. That is all you need to know. We can make our own films. We can put them together. We can make them. We've got the actors. We've got the directors. We've got the writers.
I can't afford an iPhone. I've got an Android.
Well, I've got an Android as well, but
This is why I'm not a famous movie maker.
Because you can't afford an iPhone. If only you could.
It's just the elites that get to make these films.
The elites who get to afford Apple products and Crocs. Aaron saying she plays people on Mass. What? Are we talking about Mass Effect? No. Steve Guttenberg has made a comeback. He did a long interview with Katie Sackhoff on her channel. Katie Sackhoff's got a channel. I've got very bright. Let me calm down.
Everyone's got a channel now.
She was really good in Battlestar Galactica. She played Starbuck, didn't she, Katie Sackhoff? I'm getting them mixed up with someone else. And then she was terrible in the third season of The Mandalorian, but that's okay because everything was terrible in the third season of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, halfway through the second season, it got a bit.
Yeah, but it had an ending. It was like, oh, he's a Jedi, he's a little Yoda thing. Okay, he goes off with Luke Skywalker at the end, and then they went, oh no, only joking.
This is popular. We'll make more.
Only joking. Has anyone been watching Alien Earth?
Not yet.
Is it good?
Yes,
I've heard it's good.
I like it so far. It's very Blade Runner-y. It's very Alien and Blade Runner. I mean, by Alien, I mean like the first one. It's very much set in the very first installment.
I'm going to once again reveal my lack of cultural heritage and say I've never watched any of the Alien films.
Really?
Wow.
Ridley Scott, 1979, year I was born. Great stuff. Haunted house in space.
Yeah. I did get to the aliens experience in Leicester Square.
Oh, I remember that. I never got to go to that. I always wanted to.
It was actually genius. There was a big long corridor, and the lights started flicking on and off, and then you heard these claws above you, like speakers just moving across the roof, and that was about it. That was the scariest thing, but that was it. You don't see an alien. You're just terrified of the corridors.
Excellent. That was half the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because ominous thing that was
similar thing with Jaws is that the actual shark didn't look that good, so they just like showed little snippets of it, like a shadow or something. Yeah. And the same with Alien.
It turns out it's the fear of the unknown that's the scary thing, not the monster itself.
Yeah. But I mean, Alien's a fucking cracking movie. I always like the fact that they look like they had been in space for a long time. Like they were space truckers, weren't they? So they all look dead scruffy in there. And that's something I liked about Star Wars. It was a lived-in universe. And one thing that I didn't like about the Star Wars prequels was that everything was too shiny and new. There was a kid. He was supposed to be a fucking slave, and he's sitting there in his brand new clothes with his clean face.
My favourite sci-fi series is The Expanse.
Ooh.
Purely because it's the only show I've seen where spaceships fly out to Venus or whatever, and then halfway through they turn around and start firing their engines to slow down. Basically,
it's
like the only one that says, "Yeah, gravity is a thing."
Yeah,
basically.
Unlike in Star Trek, where Scotty's going, I can't go any faster, Captain. He says, well, just
And
turn
they
the
just stop
engines
dead
off.
next to a planet.
Yeah, no, just turn the engines off, Scotty.
It's the inertial dampeners.
We will keep going at the same speed forever until we hit a planet.
The amount of pseudoscience they had to invent because they couldn't actually make a spaceship look like it was orbiting a planet, basically.
But warp speed, theoretically, is the only way that we will get to other.
Well, that's the other thing I like about the Expanse.
The
other thing I like about the Expanse is we don't go any further than the asteroid belt.
Oh, really?
That's as far as we could get.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Pegmalion says Babylon 5 rules, which I do not disagree with.
No, Babylon 5's cool.
Yeah, that was good.
That was very good.
Deep Space Nine, the best Star Trek.
Pete says Marvel Studios are moving to the UK. Well, that's understandable. As literally all the actors in Marvel are all British, so yeah, that's all right.
And it's mainly filmed in Britain anyway, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Pretty much.
Captain America, he was American, wasn't he? But Spider-Man's British. Doctor Strange is British.
The best Superman, he was British for a while.
He was a British American superhero.
Yeah.
Just like me.
There's been two British Spider-Man.
You're an American British superhero.
Andrew Garfield's British. So is Tom Holland.
Yeah.
True story. Farscape was great, says Storyteller, because Teller was taken. And Diz says, are you alone? Oh, we're talking to Aaron. Aaron, are you all right? Are you all right, Aaron? And Eddie Burns says, I've come up with a parody about ICE. It is called the Gestapo.
Very good.
I like that. Aaron says, what's this? 6,000 days of watching Gaza near enough every day, and no one cared or looked after me. They just dumped stuff on me. I'm sorry to hear that, Aaron. If you're not a member of the channel, we can give you a link to join the Discord chat of this channel, and you'll be able to have a chat with people and be able to socialize a little bit more once we go, because I can't do much more tonight, I'm afraid, guys. I do have to wrap it up soon.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, sure.
Before we do, does anyone want to do like some stories that we haven't talked about? Some I've got a list, or you could just tell me. There's something.
I reckon Ollie's got something to tell us. I'm sure of that.
Yes, please.
Oh, honestly, I want to talk about the Ukraine stuff that's happened, because they're actually testing out a new missile called the Flamingo missile.
What is it? Pink? Is it a pink missile? Because that'd be really funny.
No, unfortunately. But this is actually one of the things that's been developed by a joint British-Ukrainian development, because we were helping them to develop their long-range missiles. And now, in February, their Flamingo missiles are going to go into full-time production, which is going to give Russia a lot of problems.
Oh, what a shame.
Are they like ATACMS or whatever? Are they long range?
No, yes, they are proper Ukrainian-made long-range sort of cruise missiles.
Yeah.
So those are going to be.
It feels like
a lot of Russian oil refineries very soon.
Ukraine's doing a huge amount. Like they're inventing how to do drone warfare. Basically, they're going to be. If they ever do get to join NATO, they'll be the strongest part of our technology approach. Basically,
they pretty much
and the Brits were very good at that. They named streets after Boris Johnson. Yeah. So there's a lot of businesses in Ukraine making money over there. Basically,
there's a lot of the Russian Black Fleet does not exist because of drones.
Yeah,
sea drones. So
and like we should never forget that genius DJ that sent 4 lorries into Russia full of drones, basically, and got Russians to drive them. Absolute genius.
We'll get the enemy to drive the enemy drones to the enemy's air force bases and blow up.
It feels to me that the strategy of Europe at the moment is just to keep delaying Trump doing anything really dumb with Putin, basically.
Yes.
Just keep delaying until we can build up the weapons that we need in order to do it ourselves, and then turn around and stick 2 fingers up at Trump.
It does feel that way.
Yeah, I think they're trying to buy themselves 2 years. You just look at the fact that those 5 leaders were able to drop everything and turn up that last weekend all at once, all in unified. It's a bit embarrassing what we have to watch our leaders do when they're sucking up to him. But ultimately, that was a mega play. That was a diplomatic bit of genius, really. Because everyone, Trump had a bad day with Putin in his terms. Forget anything that we're looking at in that world. Two men with small dicks stand there basically, and Putin comes away saying, "I've got a bigger dick than you."
Yeah.
And Trump knows it. He knew it. He knows how the media works. He's actually not stupid when it comes to headlines.
And breaking diplomatic norms as well. I mean, normally, if you are holding a summit, the host nation always speaks first at press conference.
Of course, Trump just looked like a pussy. But the next day, he looked like an emperor again because the whole of Europe had come to pray to him. They knew what they were doing.
Have you seen the footage of Tim Apple giving him the fucking gift, and he opens it, he's got the box, and it's a gold fucking dildo or something? Like, honestly, like, how fucking craven, and like, how against the rules? Like, they're not supposed to do that, and everyone's just like, yeah, that's fine.
I was talking to Sue Patansky yesterday, and she doesn't agree with me on this, but I just think we should give him a fucking Nobel Prize. I just think, look, the thing is, the Nobel Prize was invented by the guy that created dynamite out of guilt, right? It's not actually some kind of "you're an angel" gift, basically.
It was given to Henry Kissinger.
Yeah, and Henry Kissinger got it. Obama got it for just being black and not getting shot in the first 2 months of his presidency, basically. It's not like it's got a huge amount of real credibility to it. Just give him one of the things and tell him to stop mucking about. You've got it now.
Hang on,
you've got your award now. And now you can get on with some of the other stuff, like making the showers work, like you promised.
Well, the thing is, I think that should be used as a big point of leverage to him. I think Hillary Clinton's got the right idea because she came out and said, look, if he can actually bring peace to Ukraine, if he can actually end this war, I'll nominate him for one.
Yeah.
I think that's the right way to dangle that thing in front of him.
Yeah.
It's like, I've always thought that we could have avoided Brexit entirely if David Cameron had given Nigel Farage a peerage.
Yeah.
I just think it would have gone away, basically. Keep Gove in his job in education and give Nigel Farage a peerage. It's as simple as that. It's little men fighting each other. No, it's too late. But it just feels to me like he's got such a simple ego that actually we're trying to make it all too complex all the time. We're trying to say, oh, what are the nuances of what you want out of Putin? All he wants out of Putin is a cuddle. That's it. And Putin's never going to give him that. So let's give him the things he wants and just say, right now, off you go. You can sort out why toilets don't flush in Nevada.
Yeah. But talking of Gove, we had GCSE results this week, and it's all numbers now because him and Dominic Cummings changed the system for all the state school kids, even though neither of them went to state schools. Great. And we got we only had 67% pass rate. So you've got thousands of kids now who have to retake their exams, and exams is just not the best way. I was talking about this, I did a whole morning brew on it, but one thing I didn't talk about in that morning brew, and I thought about it afterwards, is like the GCSEs that get taught, and the way, I mean, what employer is looking for someone who can memorise facts and regurgitate them when we all have fucking Wikipedia in our hands? Like, who is looking for that?
A critical thinking GCSE would be far more valuable to
critical thinking,
nowadays,
problem solving, teamwork, none of which are encouraged by examinations. Examinations is literally remembering shit, and if you're good at remembering shit like what I am, then you'll do well. Even if you don't even bother revising, you don't even bother doing shit, you'll do well because you can remember stuff. And the kids who can't remember stuff but are really good,
as long as it's a GCSE in the films of Kurosawa, basically.
Yes, as long as it's the film. As long as it's something that it sparks my ADHD interest. If I'm not interested in it, then no, I'm not going to do very well. But yeah, I just thinking about how useless these GCSEs are for later life now.
Particularly because Gove took it all back to. Yeah, he took it back to
Shakespeare
standards of English, and exactly.
But to know things about Shakespeare, what's the point? When I could just look it up on Wikipedia. What is this? Is this the Dune world where I need to ask some guy whose eyes go really funny when I ask him a question and he gives me the data? I mean, no, just look on the internet. We've got AI. It's the problems that need solving in the future are not going to be solved by people memorizing stuff. I guarantee it.
No.
And we're living in the past. The education system is not setting these kids up for the future.
It's always been it's always been the
machine,
case.
They'll do quite well, but
I was talking to my kids on Tuesday about, they were saying that they're like, when I was, because I'm so fucking old, that I did computer studies by muscling my way into a sixth form class when I was in the fifth year, because they had access to a computer or a terminal that linked to a computer somewhere in another college, basically, and we actually learned to code this thing and write code on it. But then my kids' generation, Microsoft took over the lobbying of IT education, and now we've got a whole bunch of kids that know how to use PowerPoint and Excel, and that's it. They don't know how to code, basically. And that's 10 years behind where they should have been. We should have been training a whole generation of coders, because that's what India did. India focused on maths and coding and electronics, and that's why Indians run some of the biggest tech companies in the world now.
What's one industry in which Britain consistently punches above its weight and has historically?
Is it racism?
Yes. No, the arts. And that covers, fine art, cinema, writing, television, video games. We punch above our weight. That for the size of the country, the population we've got,
massively, we are second in the world in most of those categories.
Yeah,
to America,
and America's a much larger country.
Yeah,
and the fact that we do that, and sports as well, especially in the last sort of 15, 20 years, we've done very well in the Olympics, considering we are quite a small country compared with the big boys who usually do really well at the Olympics. And we are not encouraging kids to go into those industries at all that come from a working class background. In fact, we're actively discouraging them and saying, "No, that's not for you. That's for the toffs."
It's barely on the curriculum now, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's madness. It's absolute madness. Why are we not pushing for the things that we're good at? And I tell you now, someone will pay for someone to play the guitar. They always will. No matter what AI fucking does, no one's going to pay for a fucking robot to play a guitar. I mean, you might do a novelty thing in a museum, but not to go out to a gig.
Yeah. I can't remember the actual stats, but I think the creative industries collectively are worth something like 10 times the amount of the arms industry.
Yes.
And yet all of our foreign policy and trade effort is going into selling missiles to Saudi Arabia.
Somebody pointed out that GTA 5 has brought more money into the UK than our entire fishing industry.
Yeah, and GTA 6 has cost something like 40 billion, isn't it, to make?
40 billion with a B?
I think it's something like 30. It's in the billions.
What?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
GTA 6 costs to make, it can't be between 1 and 2 billion.
1 and 2, sorry. There you go.
They've been working on it for
it's still I mean, it's more money than most Marvel movies, etc.
GTA 5 came out in 2013? It's 2013, wasn't it?
Yeah.
September.
Well, that's the thing. A game like GTA, you get a 10-year lifespan, don't you? At least of revenue. Subscriptions now. So
yeah, one would hope so. But yeah, I mean that is something that we should be doing. So many Hollywood films are filmed here in the UK. And
GTA is one of those great examples, right? Again, I'm very old. I used to work for a company that, right in the early days of computers, we were selling Spectrums and Commodore 65s, distributor.
64s,
sorry. I went around all of the
you were selling
independent dealers.
You didn't know the name.
Dealing them.
I don't know. You don't need to know, do you?
It was 90 years ago.
I'll tell you what.
To be fair,
you're working. I was working in a time.
What is a Commodore 64?
He used to turn up on his dinosaur.
We were selling Apple ones. But no, I used to go to all the independent retailers because there weren't chains of games and computer resellers. And all of them in their back room had a team of coders who were writing games. Almost all of them, because it was just a huge period. All Ocean and everybody else that were writing all the games at the time, they were all written in the back of computer shops, because they had access to the best computers. And that generation of coders are now my age and retiring, and we don't have a replacement for them, basically, other than bringing them in from elsewhere. because we've not been training kids to do this.
Yep.
And it's an absolutely typical British story where we were world leaders in that, and to maintain it now we need American money to make it happen. Stupid.
Computers in general, we should have been world leaders. I mean, Manchester Mark 1, that was British. I mean, Babbage, if you want to go back that far, was it difference engine he made?
Difference
Babbage?
engine, yeah.
And it was programmed by Ada Lovelace.
Yeah.
Who has the most porno name ever. But yeah, so that's really sexist, but it is. And I was watching something about the Havilland, because it was the anniversary, wasn't it, of the jet, the original jet engine, the original jet planes that took people to 40,000 leagues over the sea. And
who was the guy that invented the jet engine?
Whittle.
What was his name?
Whittle.
Frank
Whittle.
Yeah.
See, there you go. Useless information. I could have just looked that
shed.
up on YouTube.
But he did it
Google,
he was a proper brown overalls in a shed, wasn't he, bloke? Basically.
See, this is we're typical pub quiz team now, because there's me and Scott who were just sitting there riding on your coattails.
Yeah, basically.
I was so annoyed. So we went to Trevor's quiz on there. Me and AB, I went to Trevor's quiz on Wednesday. One of the questions was, they had a load of questions on Shakespeare for some reason, and one of them was which Star Trek film features a Klingon quoting Shakespeare? And I went, well, it's got to be number 6, because that's the Undiscovered Country, and there's lots of Shakespearean references in that. It's got to be number 6. And then just before I gave my paper back to be marked or whatever, I had a crisis of confidence and I changed it to 3. Because I thought Christopher Lloyd in number 3, he's all like, very dramatic, and I thought maybe and I couldn't, and it was number 6. Gutted.
Should have stuck with your guns.
Go where you go. Look, Big Vicar is about my age. I wrote raw machine code on my ZX81. I remember building a ZX80. That's how.
Wow. Yeah, you used to didn't you get you get your ZX80 in a kit, and you have to put it back. Had to put it together yourself.
You had to put it all together because Clive Sinclair couldn't afford people to put them together, basically.
Genius. But yeah, I mean, there was an exciting time, and we should have capitalised on it, but we don't. It's a British thing, mate. I think we just love as a self-sabotage, and we don't want to invest in anything that's not a house.
I hate this is definitely not the platform to talk about my admiration for Margaret Thatcher, right? But she did do a couple of really important things at that time, right?
Yes,
for the creative industries.
Oh, sorry.
One of them was that she
Channel 4.
invested in the computer industry in this country. The BBC B micro that Sinclair and Acorn competed to build, and Acorn ended up building it, and then they brought them all for schools and put them in schools.
Yeah,
that was a fundamental government intervention in commerce that made a huge difference to a generation. And then, as Ollie says, Channel 4, she was slightly hoodwinked into it, but she created a public service platform which then actually, because of the way it was structured, meant that it created our creative industries. We had no television industry before that. It was the BBC and ITV. Channel 4 comes along, and all these independent producers are created because Margaret Thatcher wanted it to work that way, and that's why we're second in the world. You could argue we're first in the world for television because America doesn't work the same way as us in terms of its distribution.
Yeah.
So, she did 2 good things. And I genuinely think with AI...
She did 3 good things. She died.
She did die as well.
Yeah.
But with AI,
Cheers,
we should be pitching the same thing at the Labour Party. We should be coming up with a way for us to create our own AI engines and servers here, rather than relying on Americans.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And doing what the Chinese did, where they just made large language models using a lot less power and a lot less.
Because the ridiculous thing is, ChatGPT and Google and even X, their best AI teams are based in England.
Yeah,
it's because we're good at this.
Well, according to Vendetta 9000, there was a Commodore 65. It was never released. Someone remade it. There's a video. Why was it a C64? That makes no sense. It was 64 because it was 64K, right?
It was, but then they started selling the 128.
Yeah.
Basically, and they just started trying to renumber them. It was when the guy from Atari took over the Commodore.
The 80 of ZX80 was the year. And that's why the ZX81 came out a year later in 1981. But yeah, I found my old Commodore. Well, it was actually my cousin's old Commodore 64, but she gave it to me many, many moons ago. Found that up in my attic, in my parents' attic, along with a bunch of other stuff. I found my drone cable to charge up my drone. That's exciting. Haven't seen that for years. I found a poster, 1965 Sidney Lumet film called The Hill, starring Sean Connery, and the tagline is "They went up like men, they came down like animals." So cool.
Wow.
So I'm going to take that home and get that framed.
Whatever that film is, we have to watch that.
It's very exciting for me. So yeah, and Diz says, got to go, guys. Good night. Sleep tight. And what's this? Vendetta. But Labour are persecuting trans people, and a lot of us are programmers and leaving. That's a very good point, actually. Yes.
Very true.
And Aaron says, Ada Lovelace wrote the first program for the analytic engine that was never built, so it was all abstract. But yeah.
Babbage could never make it work, and he couldn't. He thought it was just a calculating machine, and she realised it was a programming machine.
Yes.
And we don't give her enough credit.
Yeah.
Should have been called the Lovelace engine because it was never built.
Well, Ernie Burns makes a good point here, but the PSM elite look down on anything they don't understand. Games were seen as kiddies stuff.
Yep.
And the games industry is massive. It is absolutely massive. And when some of the best software houses in the world were in this country, or still are in this country, the fact that we don't make more of it is just mind-blowing. It's like
although I've got to stress, like the TV industry and the film industry at the moment, the games industry is suffering.
Yeah.
At the moment,
yeah,
they're laying off a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, there's been a lot of too many of these AAA games. You know, the tentpole games that they're spending a lot of time putting together, and yeah, I don't know if the model's quite working. So you've got these shit games on your phone, and then these AAA games, and there doesn't seem to be anything in between.
It's the subscription model as well that I think is killing it. When you're starting to pay 40 or 50 quid a month to play a single game,
yes,
it's just too much.
I think that's dying off as well slowly.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Aaron says Margaret Thatcher also dealt with CFCs, which we've covered on this channel before. But yes, because she was a chemist, and she didn't go to private school. So there you go.
And didn't she invent Mr. Whippy ice cream?
She invented 99ers.
Yeah.
Did she?
Not quite.
So she wasn't. She wasn't all bad.
She's a food techie.
She wasn't all bad.
Doesn't that worry you though? That as a chemist is working for Walls.
Can't have that echoing round.
I don't want a chemist working for my food company. Thank you very much.
This is how
Mike,
low.
if you do come to Barnsley, don't say that to you.
This is how low politics has got. That you start to look at Margaret Thatcher and you think, she wasn't that bad.
Right.
Well, it's like after 9/11 when you started looking at the IRA and think, well, at least they gave warning. At least they called up the gentlemen bombers of the IRA will call up and say, hey, there's going to be a bomb. You better get out of the World Trade Center. But the Al Qaeda lot didn't do that. In fact, they'd started a new thing where they would have one thing happen that was horrible, and then when all the emergency services turn up to like help the people who are suffering in that first horrible thing, they'll set another horrible thing off to take all the emergency workers. My God, the IRA compared with that would positively, I'm not going to say lovely because they generally weren't, but
no, they weren't.
The gentlemen bombers, the gentlemen murderers, and Fittem Stuck is. Stuart's inquiry here. No, she and her team invented an emulsifier which later allowed Mr. Whippy to perfect his ice cream. There you go. Yes. And if your name is Mr. Whippy,
emulsified
what else can you do with your life
other
than be a dom or make ice cream? They're your two choices in life. And
was there actually a Mr. Whippy?
No,
do you think? I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I'd love it.
If so, what was his first name? I don't.
Nigel. It was Mr.
Walnut.
Creamy.
Creamy whip.
Anyway, I'm going to get off.
Yes, so do I, Ollie, because it's coming up to the witching hour, and I still haven't done Wordle yet today. So, Mike, thank you so much. Scott, you are a legend. Thank you. Ollie, you are amazing. Thank you. I hope that everyone watching this has a fantastic weekend. Have some fun. Go touch some grass. Go out and see some friends and family if you want, or not if you don't want. Thank you so much for everyone's comments tonight. Thank you for the super chats. Really appreciate that. Keeps the channel alive. And I'll be back on Monday morning. Actually, I might be back on Sunday morning. Watch this space. I might be back on Sunday morning with the morning brew on a Sunday, which I haven't done for a while, but I think I should start doing that again. And until then, please give us a like on the way out. Hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye. Bye. Wave, Mike. Yay.
Bye.